How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is the 25th live stream here on Carpathian Countryside. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I tell you what, it is gonna be a good day. Holy smokes. Let's go. We got so much to do here tonight. Gonna take a few minutes to see who all can join us here today, but let's read through some of those chats because I see that you're already out there going strong. So let's see what we got going on here. Starting out as per usual, wouldn't expect no less. Jonah, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, what a great way to kick off the weekend. I couldn't agree more. 100%. Bradford, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day with a bunch of smiling and party emojis. That's right, we are gonna have a party tonight. Ken with all the custom badges or custom emojis. Thank you, Ken. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Ken says, hey Bradford, Will T Gaming, the FS Encyclopedia. That's right. I saw this originally over on Facebook profile, on your Facebook page there, and I saw that you switched it to the FS Encyclopedia. I loved it. Absolutely love it, Will. Fantastic. What, everyone? The FS Encyclopedia is here. Boom! Will, how you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. It says Team BDD. Representing strong, Will. Love it. Love it. I have my multiplayer game up for the final build. Ooh, nice. Very nice. I tell you what. So we've got some screenshots from Will to show off here later on tonight. So it's looking fantastic. His Alma map is looking amazing. So can't wait to show those off. That's going to be later on. We got Bradford says, hello, Ken. Will T. We got Ken says, hey, Will T. That's good to hear, buddy. We got Will says, Bradford, Ken. We've got Bradford says, Will T, is that for console or PC or both? Will then says cross-platform. Excellent, excellent. Oh, and all the things jumped on me. There it is. Says Will T then says, I sent a bunch of screenshots to BDD. Yes, he did. Can't wait to show those off. Jody! Jody, how you doing, bud? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Says hi. Will then says, I'll be on tomorrow night, Ken, if you want to join. Let's see. Bradford says, Jody! We got Will T Gaming with the Jody. Jody says, how is everyone doing? Doing fantastic, bud. Hope you're having a fantastic night, like I said. Ken says, as BDD would say, just shut up and take our money. Oh, Ken. Oh, Ken. You know what? You know what? Hold on. Gotta find it. It's been a little while. There we go. There we go. Shut up and take my money. Yes, Will. This is for you, as it always tends to be. Those farm builds you do there, bud, very highly impressed. Absolutely love it. Shut up and take my money. Let's see. We got Will then says, what does everyone think of my name change? I think it's fantastic. I think it's awesome. Very, very good. And it's really kind of a good little eye catcher too. So I like it. Let's see. Ken says, doing fine here. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Jody says, hi, Will T Gaming. Bradford with the no Jasper. Yes, 100%. Let's keep Jasper out of here. Will then says, I was right about the international brand truck brand in the new game. Boom. Oh, yes, you were. Very, very pleased about that one. Jody says, let's have some fun playing Farming Simulator. 100%. Now, as everyone can see, we'll go ahead and get started. Right here in front of you, we have a new set of equipment. So I've been going back and forth, trying to get that silo compacted. I stayed on a little bit after the stream and got it about 80-ish% of the way there. But the base game tools I was using just wasn't working. It was really just kind of becoming an inhibitor because when you put down the front and rear of the compactions, the tractor isn't making a whole lot of connection to the ground. So whenever you tried to turn, it was a nightmare. I was having to lift and lower, and having one on the front, one on the rear just wasn't working. So we got this bad boy. That's right. And I'm really excited about this one because, I mean, look at that. That thing just looks like an absolute beast. So let's get this over to the farm. Let's get to finishing that silo compaction off. Oh my goodness, I didn't look. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bob and weave. Oh my goodness, we're going to start this stream off strong. Oh my goodness, you know what? I've seen several other streamers like Driver53. I think Farmer Cop has one. Has like crash counters. I think that if I had one of those on my stream, it would do... Ooh, easy there. No, whoa, there's a train. Thankfully, there's a drawbridge there. I'm paying more attention to the thing wiggling behind me than I am paying attention to what's in front of me. Let's see. We've got Jasper, the Farmyard Ghost, says, I'm back, Jasper. You know what? We're going to start this off on the right foot. Jasper, how are you doing tonight? I hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Jody says, hi, Jasper. We've got Wilden says, I changed my name because people kept calling me that. Let's see. It is my new nickname, everyone, LOL. I think it's fitting. I think it's 100% fitting because, I mean, you are an FS encyclopedia. I don't think that it's an unfair characterization whatsoever. You know what? I don't care anymore. I'm just getting there. I'm excited. I want to get this stuff done. Oh my goodness. But no, I was saying, I think if I had a crash counter, I think it would just be one of those kind of like, not stopwatches. It's like one of those little clicker counters where you just click, 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 click. But it's going to just be like click, 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 click. It's just going to be on like rapid fire. Just and it's like, okay, he apparently is just trying to see how quickly he can wear the counter down. Oh my goodness. I don't know why, but that just brought up a whole mess of nightmares to mind. Oh my goodness. I remember the last time I had to use one of those things. When I first moved down to Florida and I was trying to find work for the very first time, I was fresh from Michigan, and I ended up working on a casino boat. For those who are not familiar, it is exactly what it sounds like. It is a casino on a boat. I know, shocking. Anyways, I ended up, you know what, let's turn on. I ended up getting hired in as a deckhand, and I tell you what, this job, I absolutely despised it. I hated this job. It was the worst job. I lasted a day, literally 24 hours, and I was done. I was done. So it wasn't, I think that if I had started on a different day, that it would have been better. But here's the full story. So I ended up starting on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Not even realizing this, mind you. Just kind of, okay, I got a job. I'm happy. What do I need to do? So they're like, okay, you're going to show up here at 5 a.m. You're going to go through all the kind of talks and all this stuff. They're going to tell you what you need to do and just kind of go from there. And they hired me in as a deckhand, so I'm just kind of the grunt. I'm going around doing all the messy jobs around the boat, you know, lashing off the boat, making sure that it stays tied off when we're on shore, when it's all that stuff. Whenever we had they called it the cigar boat. It was the boat that brought the people from shore out to the international waters, because the casino boat itself is on international waters. It has to be. Otherwise, they're under rules and regulations of the states here, and whatever. It is just a complete nonsense. So anyways, we're shuttling back and forth, and whatnot. And every time they'd shuttle back and forth, I wasn't on the shuttle. I was on the actual boat itself. So every single time we had a shuttle show up, we had to scramble. I mean, they would tell you basically when it was in eyesight. So you basically had about a minute and a half to go from wherever you are on the ship. Now, this is a massive, massive ship, and no elevators, no nothing. You are just basically on the whims of, you know, whenever they throw out the call on the radio, you need to show up and get there ASAP. And where my station was, again, wherever I was, I could be in the belly of the boat, which is, you know, let's say -3, because there was 3 flights below deck. I was stationed on top deck, which, okay, so you had 3 below deck, you had the main deck, you had the upper deck, and the, I forget what it was called, but it was basically the top level. So it was basically 3 above water and 3 below water. and it was a pretty big boat. So I'm going up 6 flights of stairs if I'm in the belly. And mind you, at the time I was, probably 400 plus pounds. I was a big boy. Running was certainly not my strong suit, kind of thing. And if anybody's ever been on a boat with stairs, typically the boats with stairs are extremely narrow. Now, I am 6'2", 6'3", depending on what convenience store I'm coming out of at the time. And as I'm going up these stairs as a 6'2", 6'3" man, being 400 pounds, I've got pretty big feet. I've got size 13, size 14 feet, and pretty decent size. If I was walking down the stairs, maybe the ball of my heel was actually able to touch the actual flat part of the stair. That's it. It was a really narrow stairs. If I'm going up the stairs, maybe to like the back of my like just to the very end of my toes. So you're basically using your tiptoes to go up and down, or going upstairs and using the heels of your feet going down. Now, I would have to run up these stairs dozens of times throughout the day, because it was basically every hour a new boat would come out. So I'd go up the stairs, and by the time I got up there, I then had to throw down the lashing rope in order to tie them off. After it was all tied off, then I had to take head counts, and using that little clicker. And I'm just sitting there, click, 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 just going off. And because you had to take very accurate counts of all the people coming on and all the people coming off. And if your counts were off even a little, you were in a lot of trouble, lots and lots of trouble, because essentially somebody could stow away overnight, or they could just be lost to sea. I mean, the whole 9 yards. It is all this kind of stuff. Like they really took that part serious. That's the one thing they took really incredibly serious. So, hey, we're done. Let's go. It's all compacted. Let's get this. All right. So, what's the difference? Turn on silage compressor. I'm compressing regardless. I don't understand. Why turn it on? Why turn it off? Does anybody know? Does anybody know why that would be a thing? Turn it on, turn it off. I'm compressing it regardless. Bam! Look at that. The bunker is covered. Ooh, I love it. I love it. So, let's figure out a spot to do that. Let's go there. Let's put this away. You know what? This is compaction. This is something specifically for silage work and specifically for bunker silo work. Let's put this over here. Oh no, I was hoping I'd be... Oh no, oh no, oh no. I was hoping I'd be able to kind of slither on underneath that, but nope. Alright, so this can go under here, just like so. About right there will be fine. And now... Alright, so anyways, that was like activities throughout the day. Yeah, I'm running up and down these stairs. It was nuts. But my day, like I said, started about 5 o'clock in the morning. We got immediately on the cigar boat, the shuttle boat, and we're carrying kegs from the shore to the cigar boat. Again, we're going across this little makeshift bridge from shore onto the cigar boat. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this is really kind of sketchy. Now, this makeshift bridge is literally a 4x6. It is just a chunk of wood with a little bit of that orange barricade fencing around it to keep you from falling in. But again, you're talking like 4 inches wide. Maybe it was a 6x12, maybe. I mean, but it wasn't that wide. And again, where am I going over here? I was over 400 pounds at the time, and I'm carrying kegs across this little, like, 4x6, I'm sorry, 4x12, 6x12, whatever. Really, that detail isn't necessarily terribly important, but I'm carrying across. I'm just watching this thing just bow out and flex and all this garbage. I'm like, oh man, let's hope this thing doesn't break underneath me. I'm gonna get drugged down to the very bottom with these kegs. So make it across, and that's all fine. So I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be something better than this little, 6x12 6x12 board that they're going to put across the railings going from the cigar boat to the loading bay of the boat. Wrong. No, I was drastically wrong. They used that thing, and I'm carrying kegs across. I'm going down 3 flights of stairs, these narrow stairs with the kegs and all this stuff. Oh my goodness, it was awful. It was just the worst I've ever experienced in my entire life. And like I said, my day started on the clock. They're paying me 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't end my shift until 4 a.m. the next day. 4 o'clock in the morning the very next day. I was so beyond exhausted. And the worst part about it, they're like, okay, meet us back here at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. They got me on shore at 4 a.m. They wanted me back 3 hours later. 3 hours. I was like, nope. I called them up as soon as I got home. It's like, I'm done. Not doing it. Sorry. Thanks for the opportunity, but I'm done. All right. So let's catch up with the chat here, because I see it's flying by without me. Let's see. We got Mo pooper. Whew. Hi. Well, Mope, how are you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Jasper the Farmyard Ghost says hey to Jody. We got Jonah says Jasper. Actually, it says Jesper, but Jasper. Jonah, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. We got Jody saying, how you doing, Jasper? Will T says, Jonah, what do you think about my new name? Philippa, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, hi, Jonah. We got Jonah says, I love it, Will. Ooh, excuse me. Let's see. We got Ken says, oh no, looks like you know who is in the house. It's Jasper. Oh, yes. Like I said, we're gonna play it cool. We're gonna try and get off on the right foot this time, and we're gonna actually try and get along. So Jasper, welcome back. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Hope that you're having a good one so far. Willen says, I just don't know why everyone called me that. I just know everything about FS. I mean, I think that's kind of question asked and answered. Just throwing that out there. Will then says, but it is a ring to it. I agree. Jasper is in the house. Yes, he is. Mo says, Will T Gaming, do you work for Giants then? He does not, but he really should. really should. Wilden says, my wife thinks I dream of it, and then it happens. LOL. You know what? You turn dreams into realities by doing. Plain and simple. Plain and simple is, if you want something, go out and do it. Do what you have to do to get to it, and just figure out what it is, then just make steps towards it. That's all you have to do. So smiley face. Oh, you gotta love those little computer things. Oh my goodness. Mo says, your wife must be pretty awesome. Will then says, no, I would like to though. Jody says, my wife is already decorating for Halloween. Oh yes, my wife has had the house decorated for fall last month. The house has been fall decorated for a while now. She loves this time of year. And the one thing that she didn't do this year, I was absolutely shocked about, just shocked, is that she didn't put out the leaf decoration. So we have these little string of like different color leaves, and we hang them in our kitchen as just kind of like decoration. And we got this little nook that follows the cabinetry all along the top there, and she normally just sticks it on top there. It just the first year that we've had those things where she hasn't done it, and it just blew my mind. Oh, I need to plow. All right, well, plowing it is. Don't I? I do have a plow. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's just move this out. Like that. So we need to plow the fields. We need to mulch. We need to... Actually, no. I need to mulch first. That's what I need to do. I don't want to plow them, or else I'm going to lose the mulching. Or wait, do I have... Wait. I think my plow already has it. This is one of the really, well, very useful plows that can be used to mulch as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go double check it, though, because I don't want to head over there and think it's going to do one thing and it don't. Customize, standard, mulcher. Oh, yeah, we want to add mulching. Why not? Oh, it must... wait, what? Customize? Okay, it must be on mulching already, because it's not letting me change it. So yeah, we need to mulch, we need to plow, and then we can figure out what to do from there. I don't know what we're going to put in its place. If we're going to do more corn, if we're going to do maybe something else. Is there anything... what's October? Let's see. Oh, I could get wheat or barley at the tail end. We could do... No grass. We could do alfalfa, clover. No. None of those sound appealing. Maybe we'll do more corn. Maybe do some soybeans. I haven't done soybeans in a while. What with soybeans? No. Stop it. I will catch up with those chats there in just a second. The ones that the automated system went ahead and read, I will catch up with those in just a little bit. But before we get going on this, let's keep on trying to catch up here, because we got a lot of chats. Oh, and I think we're going to get another one. I love it. All right, so where was I think? Okay, so Jasper then says, doing great, BDD. Excellent, Jasper, glad to hear it. Will then said, my wife doesn't want to move, LOL. You know what, I completely understand that. My wife and I, when we were first starting to date, we actually got a bit of bad news pretty early on in our relationship, and the news was that they were closing down the office that we both worked out of and we met out of. And as we were kind of, starting out a relationship and all that stuff, hearing that our office is going to shut down, they're basically saying, hey, we want me to go up to our Georgia office. And I'm like, man, it's just... Even at those times, I knew that there was something special about my now wife, but then girlfriend. I knew there was something special. I knew I wanted to kind of see this out and kind of see where it was going to go. And it was one of those, like, I told him, it's like, look, if you're not going to hire her, then there's no chance of you getting me to move. It's just, that's how it was. It just, I really wasn't looking to move in the first place. That was a really kind of a blow to me at the time, because I'd made a lot of friends in that office. I made a lot of, in kind of hindsight, I kind of got too close to a lot of people there. Not saying that it's bad to get close or anything like that. You should get close to coworkers. You should kind of make friends, but it was almost to like we were all going out and hanging out all the time. You know, pretty much every week we were all going out and, you know, hanging out and just having a good time. And all of a sudden, like, that kind of blow happened to where all of a sudden there's really not going to be a need for me to be in this area where everybody else is, because everyone basically lived to the south of the office. I lived well to the north of the office. So it just wasn't going to be convenient to try and stay in touch, you know, on a regular basis. It was going to be pretty much, you know, cost ineffective at that point. So they basically said, hey, we want you to come to Georgia. You know, we're willing to give you moving expenses and all that stuff. I'm like, I mean, it sounds great, you know, but, you know, I need insurance that, you know, my then girlfriend at the time is also going to have a job there. I can't afford to do this on my own, kind of thing. I can't afford to you don't pay me enough to, you know, go up, get, you know, have a place on my own and all this stuff. It wasn't going to be able to work out, kind of thing. So it was just one of those where things kind of aligned, where at the time my girlfriend was having kind of was having outs with her family and whatnot, and she was kind of looking at the moment for kind of a ways to escape, kind of thing. So it all just kind of worked out to where we were like, you know what, then let's do it. I'll swing the bills as best I can, and, you know, you'll get a job when you do, and we'll kind of go from there. Well, then it just so happened to work out that, because they basically told her no, that we're not gonna, you know, guarantee you a job or up there or anything like that. So eventually it worked out to where, you know, she's looking for a job, and all of a sudden she gets a call from the person who's now kind of in charge of what her old department was, and it's like, look, you know, we hear that you're in the area with Dave, you know, do you want a job? And she's like, well, yeah, I want a job. You know, and they're like, great, let's make you a supervisor. And so not only did she get to go, you know, essentially she got to move up there with me, and we got the moving bonus and all that stuff, but then she got a promotion on top of it. So it worked out really, really nicely. Was very happy about all that. Let's see. So I don't think I can set a worker. Oh, cool. For some reason I thought I couldn't do a worker with this set of equipment, but guess I was wrong. Let's see. So I'm going to make 2 headlands here, and then I'm going to set the worker up. So yeah, it was one of those where, had she not been in a fight with her family at the time, there was no way that I'd get her to move. At those times. Now things are a bit different. You know, we've got a family, and we're looking for things that are going to best suit our family, not just what's the most convenient for the family dynamic, kind of thing. It's our family that's taking the precedence. So it's one of those, now moving out of state is back on the table again. So it's just, you know, you never know what tomorrow might bring, is the kind of final output of the story. You know, you never know what tomorrow will bring, and you never know. Maybe one day she changes her mind, kind of thing. So let's see. We got Mo says, just put her in a box and tape it shut, throw it on the U-Haul, and call it a day. Woof. I'm pretty sure that's a crime. I don't claim to be the smartest man in the world, but I think there's a word for that. I'm not exactly sure what that word is, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of frowned upon. That's just kind of my hunch. I, again, could be wrong, but I think somebody would have something to say about that. Oh my goodness. So we got Will says, my apology, Mo, is... Oh, that makes so much sense now. Okay, is my wife. Oh my goodness. Well, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic night so far. Let's see. Mo says, just wanted to say hi, bedtime now. All right, well, thanks for hopping in and hanging out with us for a little bit. Hope you have yourself a fantastic night, and we'll see you again next time, hopefully. Let's see. Ken says, nice to meet you, Mo. Then we've got the membership messages. We got first one from Ken, 6-month member. Thank you so much, Ken, for being a member for 6 months. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. It says, how time flies when you stream with BDD. Absolutely. Hopefully, we're all having a fantastic time here on the streams, on the channel. It's going good for me. I hope it's going good for you all as well. We got Will then says, I want to decorate for Christmas, but my wife won't let me. You know what? In all fairness, my wife wouldn't let me either. I'm pretty sure that if I said, hey, let me decorate one year for a holiday, especially one as important as Christmas, I'm pretty sure that she'd look at me, one, like I was somebody with about 20 different heads on my shoulder. Is that... Okay, it was. Okay. But then she'd be like, no. Like, this is the same person who doesn't even let me pack for going on vacations. She saw me pack for a vacation one time, and that's all it took for her to say, never again. Never again do I get to pack my own suitcase when we're going on a vacation. And it was just... I'm very much a person that is function over form. That is very much my speed. You know, it takes a lot for me to kind of change gears and do form over function, having something look aesthetic, rather than caring about its kind of purpose, its telos. And so when we were going on our very first vacation together and I was packing my suitcase and doing everything like that, I would use the rolling technique because I can't fold. I cannot fold laundry to save my life. If somebody put, you know, something that goes click, click, boom to my head and were to be like, okay, if you do not fold up this suitcase and make it look good, like, no, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I can't even fold a shirt. I'm just that terrible. I am absolutely terrible at. I've looked up, you know, how-tos. I've looked up like all the various different things I could to try and actually do better with folding, because that's something that's very important to my wife. She wants laundry hung up. She wants things folded away in the closet or in the dressers. She wants all that stuff. And it's fine. I told her, it's like, look, I'll try my best, but I'm just absolutely worthless with this. I've tried my whole life, and this is what I landed on because it doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to function. So eventually got to the point where she's like, you know what? No, you do the laundry, I'll fold the laundry. And it worked out great. It's worked out great since then. So that is, I think, one of the reasons why we get along so well is that we accept and acknowledge each other's failings and strengths, and we try and fill in where we can with our strengths where the other person's lacking. So that's, I think, one of the reasons why we kind of mesh so well. Let's see, we've got Jasper says Halloween is my favorite holiday. I could see that, Jasper. I could absolutely see that. I mean, you kind of blend in when it's Halloween time. Not so much all the other 364 days a year, but I could see how you'd be not even so much the experience of it being Halloween as much as you could just kind of go out and do your thing and not draw attention to yourself. You know, it's like a celebrity that goes out on the town and whatnot and just wants to go grocery shopping or just wants to do X, Y, or Z, go to a restaurant. And every single time they go out and they're like, oh, they're just 100 people. And it's like, oh, can I have your autograph? Can you take a picture? Can you do this? Can you do that? I mean, eventually I'd imagine that would be like something that you would eventually long for. It's like, man, I would just love to be able to go out and just do my thing kind of thing without being, you know, interrupted, without having to stop everything I'm doing and hang out and talk and make small talk and all that stuff. Like, I could imagine. It's just one of those, I don't know. And I would imagine that it's kind of the same for you. That's just maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. We've got Will with a 6-month membership chat. Says, my wife thinks I dream of FS things and then they appear in the game. I predict a lot of things coming to FS25 to BDD as a good friend and friends in the future. Thanks for being a great friend. Hey, no problem, bud. Thank you so much for being a great friend to me personally and to the channel. Just, yeah, 100% thank you so very much. I'm grateful for everybody who comes out to the streams, who sits there and chats with me, who not just chats during the live streams, but just is a good friend in general and just sits there and just has a conversation. We'll chat about whatever. Just, I appreciate every single one of you. And again, Will, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you and your friendship. It means the world to me. And like I said, that was one of the things I never expected when doing the channel, when doing this kind of stuff, is the people that I'd meet and the friendships and the bonds that I would develop. So it's fantastic, and I absolutely treasure it. I genuinely do. Then we have Jonah with a 6-month membership chat. Says, best 6 months ever. Well, I greatly appreciate that, Jonah. Genuinely, I do. Even though you are Team Jasper, we can let it slide, especially with a good comment like that. Ken says, Will, your house wouldn't be big enough to decorate it if you decorated the same way you built your farm on Alma. Oh, yeah, 100%. It'd be one of those where there would be a rock wall in the middle of the the living room for no explicable reason other than it looks amazing. There would be, buildings inside of buildings and hills on top of the like leading up to like the second balcony and all this. Like, it would just be absolutely ridiculous. And I would love every second of seeing it. Let's see. We got Will then says, LOL to Ken. I started playing Christmas music and she gave me the look. Really? Why? You know what? In all fairness, I went to Walmart earlier today, and that's when I noticed that they already have Christmas stuff out. Ken with the $2 super chat. Ken, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So anyways, I was at Walmart and, I'd realized, oh, hey, there's all these Christmas stuff. We're the 20th of September. We are, what is that? More than, let's see, October, November, 3 months. We're more than 3 months away from Christmas. And there's already tons of Christmas stuff. Tons of it. Like the entire store. And I went there for weed killer. And I'm like, yeah, can I, do you have any weed killer? Because the weeds. I got some like weeds growing in the yard. I'm like, oh, hey, is there any weed killer? I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm just looking and looking and looking. And they're like, oh, well, if we have any, it'd be over here. I'm like, what do you mean if we have any? Do weeds not grow like in the winter time around here? No. Depending on where you are in the world, weeds don't grow in the winter time. But here in Florida, you get weeds that'll grow all year round. You'll have grass that grows all year round because you don't get the snow. You don't get the full blanketing of snow and all that stuff that kind of hinders growth. It doesn't get cold enough to hinder the growth down here. You'll be lucky, and I mean lucky, if you get 2 to 3 days below freezing throughout the entire winter in Florida. And that depends on where you're at. Where I'm at in Florida, you'd be pretty hard pressed. Like, last year was like the first, was it last year or the year before? I think it might have been the year before. Was the first time where it was consistently below freezing for several days, and people around here about lost their minds. They were going nuts. They couldn't believe it. And it was, everyone's like, oh, it's so cold. It's so cold. I'm walking around in shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm like, what? It's 30 1 degrees outside, and you're sitting here acting like it's, you know, subarctic temperatures, and, you know, that it's, you know, just right with snow and all this nonsense. It's like, no, this Michigan boy, you know, no, come on. But then you get the people, especially down here, where they'll sit there and get all dressed up in like long sleeve sweaters. They'll start wearing the layers and the thick leggings and all this stuff when it's like 68 degrees. If it's 68 degrees, I'm sitting there and I'm having a party. I'm dancing, I'm dancing and celebrating if it's in the 70s. Like, that's a good day. That's open the windows weather and have a freaking blowout kind of party. Having the stereo blasting and just, you know, letting all the neighbors hate on you. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, come on, like 70 degrees. Like the temperature today was what? 89, 90 degrees out today. I would much rather it be 20 degrees cooler and be like, oh yes, I can walk outside and not immediately feel like walking into a sauna. That's amazing. Or here's the other thing. Here in Florida, we get a lot of rain. And today is no exception. It starts pouring buckets. And then as soon as the rain stops, Philippa with the $2 super chat. Thank you, Philippa, so much. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so very much. So anyways, it starts pouring down rain here, and then all of a sudden, you know, it stops. And that's basically what it does. It just pours buckets, like torrential downpours, monsoons, the whole 9 yards. Then all of a sudden, it stops. And about 2 minutes later after it stops, it's bright, sunny, and miserable. The worst oppressive heat that you'll ever feel down here is right after it rains. Because you'll get that little bit of a relief. You'll get that like little bit of cooling off, and then the sun comes out, and it's like, nope. Like, big nope. The sun hates you. It wants you to roast and be miserable, and nope. So, yeah. And I'm making it sound way worse than what it is. I mean, it's bad. It's hot. Especially for somebody like me who grew up in Michigan my whole life. You know, I spent over 20 years in Michigan. I'm used to the winters. I'm used to the cold and all that stuff. But the heat, I've always said this my whole life. I can always put on more clothes. That's why I prefer the wintertime. Prefer the cold. I can always put more clothes on. I can only take so much off before people start to complain. So, one of those where I would much rather it be cool and cold than just sauna hot like it can be down here. Much prefer that. Anyways, let's get off that little rant and catch up with the chat. So we've got... Let's see. Wilden says, I love to do it just to irritate her, LOL. You know what? It's one of those where as married couples, it doesn't matter if you're the husband or the wife, it doesn't matter. As somebody who's in a relationship, you very quickly realize that part of your goal is to make the other person happy. That's the vast majority of what it is to be in a relationship. But the other part is finding just how much you can kind of push the other person's buttons without it crossing the line of you actually harming their feelings or harming them personally. So it's one of those, like, what can I do today to just kind of poke, just kind of push that button without the huge negative repercussions. And once you have, like, and here's the thing, and everybody knows this who's in a relationship, especially a long-term relationship. Everyone knows what I'm about to say is true. You've crossed that line. Whether you're the husband, whether you're the wife, the boyfriend, the girl, it doesn't matter. You've crossed that line. But that's how you know where the line is. And once you've found that line, you know where not to go after that. What you don't want to do is you just want to kind of just step over the line. That's what you hope for. That's what you're getting, just a little toe over the line. You don't want to jump both feet 20 yards beyond the line. That's the thing you want to avoid. That's the things that ends relationships, is jumping 20 yards beyond the line. Somehow you became an Olympic long jumper, and then bloop, that's where you end up. But you gotta get that little big toe on the line, and you just kind of shove it across the line. Then they're like, and you sit there and you bicker and you fight and you do all this stuff, and eventually you make up, but then you know where that line is, and you know not to go over it again. You know what is gonna happen if you do. So anyways, Will then says, BDD, we have a house cleaner to do all that. She does all the laundry besides clean, LOL. Oh, whew. Will, it sounds like you are lucky there, bud. Man, I tell you what, I've actually considered, like, one time hiring somebody to come in and just do the deepest of deep cleans. Like see just how much it would cost, and just have them come in here and just, Mr. Clean the whole joint kind of thing, and just kind of go from there. I've been really kicking around that idea because I just would be, one, me getting out of it and kind of being lazy, but two, I just would love to kind of have that, like, nice deep clean and be able to be like, here it is. Here it is. We got a nice clean house. They went through every inch of it, cleaning up, straightening up. But then I'm like, I would like that. I would like to have somebody in my home to do all that for me. But then I'm like, but then there's somebody in my home, and they're touching things, and they know what I have and what I don't have, and they're sitting there like maybe they have sticky fingers, and it's, no, and then my anxiety gets all out of control, and it's like nope. So it's one of those, like, on one hand I'm like, oh, that'd be nice, a nice clean house, and I didn't have to do it. Especially now that we have two kids. Let's see. Ken sent in the $2 New Zealand dollars. Ken, thank you again so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. Will then says, BDD, really liked how I showed how to build the rock wall. Yes, I caught part of that, and it makes so much sense after seeing it. That's number one. But you show how you're capable of actually doing it in game and making it look really, really sharp. So yeah, really did like that. Jasper said, Team BDD less than Team Jasper. Jasper, come on, man. We're trying to be on the right foot here, bud. And when you say things like that, it makes me not want to necessarily be on that right foot. So come on, let's reset. Let's reel it back. Let's reel it back in, and let's have a good time. Let's just have a good time. Don't need to step on anybody's toes or nothing. Let's see. We got where was I? Jonah with the Jasper emojis and causing mayhem. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not, Jonah. Let's reel it in. Let's have us a good old time. Then we got Will with my new farm build is better than my better than my Xbox build. Yes, I will 100% agree with that. It's looking really sharp there, bud. Will then says, I can't wait for FS25. I think everybody here tonight is in the same exact boat you are. FS25, I cannot wait for it to come out. And we keep getting these Fact Sheet Fridays, and it's making it just like, ooh, I can't wait. It's just every single time we get some kind of information about it, just cannot wait. And it's every time, not only can I not wait, it's just one of those, it's really bringing out like like two-side, like almost like a Two-Face kind of moment. You know, like the villain from Batman. It's one of those where on one side of the coin, I'm really, really excited. But especially with all the things that they really focused on here in these fact sheets that we've been getting here lately, the flip side of that coin is it makes me incredibly, incredibly nervous because they're showing all the big equipment. But what they're not telling us, or at least not telling us yet, is, okay, we've got all this massive equipment, all this stuff that we can, you know, kind of do really big jobs with and really cool stuff, like the spinach harvesters, like the green beans harvester, like the peas harvester, like all this stuff. They're giving us all this information, but they're not telling us whether or not there's anything else that's going to make the jobs more approachable and something that a new game is going to be capable of accomplishing. So if I load into FS25 for the very first time, am I going to, if I decide, you know what, I want to be a green bean harvester, if I want to be a green bean farmer, well, if I buy this set of equipment, it's going to be $500,000-$600,000. They're not giving us anything so far that's like, okay, well, this is the more reasonable price item, like potatoes. Perfect example is potatoes. That's the one I always go to whenever I talk about this. If you look under potatoes, we've got this $600,000 piece of equipment. This thing is amazing. This thing does, you know, everything that you want it to do for potatoes. But what they're not telling us is, hey, do we have something like this? A potato harvester that's $200,000. That's a little bit more approachable. Or this, $215,000. Something that you're going to be able to kind of slowly build up towards and then eventually getting into. Rather than having to go with a $600,000 investment, am I going to be able to maybe make a $200,000 investment and be able to then get into it that way as a kind of startup, and then eventually make my way into the bigger and better equipment as I progress in the game? Or am I going to have to just take a huge loan and get deep into debt and all this stuff? Or am I going to have to lease out the equipment? Am I going to have to go about it that route? Whatever the case may be. There's just, right now, that's what's making me nervous, is it's making it out to be like cotton. You know, cotton... Right now, the only set of equipment that we have for harvesting cotton are these massive harvesters. These things, and base game stuff. I'm talking just base game stuff. To be able to get into the cotton game, $485,000 just to harvest. To lease that, just to lease that, the cheapest one is $25,000 to lease it. If you're just starting out in Farming Simulator, you got $100,000 worth of capital, then you're not gonna spend 25 grand to harvest one time, kind of thing, in the hopes that you can then make up for it on the back end with the amount of product that you get out of the field. So that's what makes me nervous. Is it going to be like cotton, or is it going to be like potatoes? You know, and I'm not saying like, oh, is it going to take, you know, hours upon hours upon hours for the potatoes, like the harvesting portion, all that. I'm specifically talking about the equipment it will take to purchase said, to be able just to do the harvesting. So that's what makes me nervous. That's the kind of flip side of that coin. And I'm really hoping that at the end of the day, it's going to be something to where it's going to be something where you'll be able to build yourself into, rather than having to spend tens of thousands just to lease, or even, you know, hundreds of thousands to buy. So that's where I'm at the moment, and I'm hoping that I'm worrying over nothing. I really do. I really hope I'm worrying over nothing. But we'll see. Because don't get me wrong, I want to be able to do some of these new products. I want to do rice. I want to do green beans. I want to do spinach. I want to do peas. All these things, I want to be able to do them because they look awesome. We've never done them on a base game Giants map. Never. Being able to do them in a base game Giants map with base game equipment, with all this stuff, is going to be extremely exciting. And that's just, we'll see. We'll see.
how it goes. You know what? I'm sitting here prattling on about what it is I could do. What if we do some cotton? What if we plant cotton? I mean, February is the earliest we can plant cotton. That would be achievable. And by the time we harvest this time next year, we should have enough money to be able to do that. Very interesting. That might be something worth doing. Because now we're making enough money with contracts and with everything. And really, when we get paid for all this silage that we're making in the bunk, we're going to be able to afford quite a bit. We're going to be able to afford to make a big investment into something. And maybe cotton is going to be that something. Maybe cotton, And we've got 3 big, pretty decent-sized fields that we can invest into to plant and to do cotton with. Maybe. Let's think about doing some cotton. Because the plant will only be a couple of months away. And look at all these stones. I'm pretty sure I've got a lime production. Don't I? I do. Ooh. And a good one at that. Holy smokes. Go from 500 to 1250 and it's just that and water? Ooh. Very nice. And I'm pretty sure I got the wide-winged pickup, the stone pickup there at the farm. So, very nice. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's see. Let's keep on going around. We got Will then says, what did everyone think about, or no, I'm sorry, Philippa with the $2 super chat. Philippa, again, thank you so very much. Greatly appreciate it. Will then says, what did everyone think about the new fact sheets today? Again, I refer back to the previous statements about the cotton versus potatoes. That's kind of what I'm worried about with the harvesters that they're showing. Other than that, nothing really kind of caught my interest per se with the fact sheets this Friday. Well, actually, no, that's not true. The Anna Burger trailer, that actually really interested me because that looked like a modular trailer. And as far as I'm aware, I'm not aware of Giants creating too many modular components for their like modular trailers, like something like an 82 Studios would do, or something like no, I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it installed. Where? Nope. Oh, you know what? Something like this. Something like this John Deere self-propelled sprayer, where it has the individual components that you can buy and attach to the main base. That's what kind of caught my eye, is maybe they're going to start making it to where there's going to be more base game equipment where it's going to be swappable, things that you can kind of load and unload off of a single base. That would kind of be cool. That would kind of be cool if they did something like that. So that caught my attention. You know, but they only showed the trailer of it. What are they going to put with it that's potentially going to be worth having that swap body? Because they showed 2 separate items. The kind of trailer dolly, quote unquote, thing for the Anna Burger, but then they showed the Anna Burger tipper trailer with it. So that did catch my attention. That one really kind of is like, okay, well, maybe this has got some potential for something potentially kind of special. But we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. I might be reading too much into it. Like I said, I'm not aware of there being a lot of instances where Giants has been like, oh yeah, let's make some modular components and be able to, you know, make it to where you can swap in and out kind of thing. I'm not aware of it. I don't recall anything like that. But of course, I've not been playing Farming Simulator for a very long time. I've only been playing since FS19. This will be, in FS25, will be my 3rd iteration of Farming Simulator. So I'm still relatively new to the game compared to some people out there who've been around since what, '07 or whatever, like whatever one of the earlier iterations of Farming Simulator. I mean, this game's been around for a long time, a really long time. So one of those, I might be speaking out of ignorance on that one, but like I said, just don't know. Keeps jumping around. Let's see. Well, then, so Giants updated the page. They started to put more brands on their page. Yeah, I know. That I was looking forward to. And when they showed the international brand for the trucks, that one was really cool. There's a few on there that kind of caught my attention. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but just brands I'd never heard of before. So it was kind of exciting to see that. Bradford said the same way it was going. The same way was same ways it was when I lived in AZ, coming from northern Indiana. Exactly. Yeah, same exact thing, except in Arizona, it's more of a dry heat. Yeah, you know what else is dry heat? And yes, I'm going to steal this one. A bonfire is a dry heat. But you don't want to go stepping in that. And for those that don't get that reference, check out a comedian. His name is Jeff Dunham. Holy smokes, is he hilarious. He is funny. One of my favorite characters that he does, because he's a puppet master, a ventriloquist. And wow, is he hilarious. One of my favorite characters that he has is a puppet named Walter. One of my absolute favorites, Walter. He is, just think of the most persnickety old man. That is Walter. One of those just get off my lawn kind of people. That's Walter. Every single one of us has somebody in our lives that we know that is exactly the embodiment of Walter. And yeah, it is just one of those characters that, because he's so relatable, he is so lovable kind of thing. And like I said, we all know somebody like him. We all know him, and we love them dearly. We might not be related to them. They might not be like our own personal grandfather or anything like that, but we have somebody in our lives that we know that's like that, and we love them regardless of how kind of, persnickety, uptight, or, uptight's the wrong word. Kind of that whole get off my lawn mentality. Just get away from me, leave me alone kind of thing. It's just hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And he's got other ones like Peanut, which is this like purple-ish, like purple fuzzy sloth thing that he has. It's just some creature that he has, and that one's like this. Think of the most hyperactive child you've ever seen that has come off of their medication that keeps them on the level, kind of thing. That not only have they not taken it, but they've been off of it for a very, very long time, and they just got a hold of every single sugar caffeinated drink. Like, oh, you know what? Here's a good reference. Think of the squirrel from Over the Hedge. I think it was Over the Hedge, where he's just kind of laid back, normal. But anytime he goes for sugar, anytime he goes for caffeine, it's like, nope, don't do it. Don't do it. And then the one time they're like, okay, go ahead. Get the give him caffeine, give him sugar, whatever. And then time just slows down. Like, he's going so fast that everything around him's going slow. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyways, we got Wilden says people always complain about the winter in New York, and the thing is, I'm not sitting here saying that winter is amazing and something like that. I'm just saying I prefer being cold than being hot. I much prefer sitting there, wrapped up in a blanket with a bunch of clothes and all that stuff, rather than sitting here, half undressed and just still be absolutely just sweating and drenched and, just having 5 fans that's making it sound like you're in the shuttle launch over there in Cape Canaveral and all that stuff. Like, no. Like, give me the cool. I'm happy with that. Give me the heat. Not so happy with that. Not so happy. So, put it to you this way. Was it last summer or the summer before? It might have been the summer before. Our air, you know what? Might have been last summer. Now I'm thinking about it. Our air conditioner went out. And one of those where the only functioning air conditioner was in my office, and it was on its last legs. Its absolute last legs. And it was miserable. We had our only the one kid at the time, and she was maybe about one. So yeah, it would have been last year. We had all moved into my office because that was the only place where there was functional air conditioning, and it was okay if we left the office door closed. We turned it down, left the office door closed. It was okay. It was at least tolerable to sleep in. But during the day, like if we had that door open, it was miserable. It was like maybe in the upper 70s, low 80s in that part of the house. And there was just nothing we could do. There was nothing we could do, and it was just miserable. Just absolutely miserable. So, yeah, like I said, I would much rather it be cold and try to stay warm than be warm and try to stay cool. Let's see. Wilden says, "Yep, LOL. It's called sleeping on the couch if you mess up. LOL." Oh yeah. And that's it exactly. You cross that line, then you're going to be spending some time on the couch. 100%. Wilden says, "That is why you hire someone you know." And that's the thing is, I don't know that many people, like outside of like, how do I want to say it? I don't know too many people who are like professional house cleaners. Like that's what they do for employment, and therefore I want to be able to hire them, kind of thing. Now I know that you can go with like a reputable business and all that stuff, and not like some small kind of operation, but then you're going to be probably spending more money and all that stuff if you hire them, all that stuff. Like about the closest thing that I do when it comes to like hiring somebody out to do something is every once in a while I'll have a company come out and they'll like shampoo our carpets. Because we got dogs, and one of them's a smelly old hound, so she'll get all stunk up, and she'll lay on the ground and whatnot, and it's just not anything that my wife and I can do to get the floors smelling the way that we want them to smell. So we have somebody come out, but it takes like not even an hour, and I can stand and watch them. Like it's not something I'm worried about. But if I'm going to have somebody come out and do like all the cleaning in the house and all that stuff, like I can't stand over their shoulder and watch them for 3, 4, 5 hours and make sure they're not getting into things they're not supposed to, kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't know. That, and I'm just a naturally kind of, I don't want to say reclusive, but naturally kind of not trusting of a person. Like I don't trust people very easily. It takes a lot for somebody to kind of build up my trust to where I'm going to be okay with them being in my house, being alone in my house, like all those kind of things. Like I'm just not going to have just some like funny story. We call him my brother-in-law. He's not my brother-in-law. Technically, he's the father of my nieces and whatnot, but he's not married to, or they're not together anymore. They were never married, and they are not together anymore. To my sister-in-law, and he was telling me when he moved from Kentucky, it was either from Kentucky or from Georgia. I think it was from Kentucky. He ended up going to like the local Home Depot and seeing a couple of people standing outside of the Home Depot, and it's like, "Hey, do you want a job?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, we want a job." It's like, "Okay, get in the car." And 3 of them get in the car. And they're not a word is spoken to them. He gets to his apartment, and all of a sudden he's like, "Okay, this is the job. And who knows what they were expecting and whatnot. He's like, this is a job. I want you to take everything, put them into boxes, and then take the boxes, throw it in the truck. And they're like, okay. And sure enough, zip, 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 zip. They're just flying by. And if I remember the story correctly, he said at the end of the day, he gave them, I think, $100 and bought them pizza. And they were there for hours. And they were thrilled. They were thrilled with the $100 and some pizza. And it was mind-boggling because he told me it's like it was $100 between like 3 different guys. And they were spent hours, the whole day there practically, because nothing was boxed up. And he's like, that's how I moved. Is I just hired them. I just went down to the local Home Depot, said, hey, get in the car, got them there, told them what to do, and they're just zip, 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 and they're just flying. They threw everything into boxes. They did everything. I was like, and you weren't worried about these 3 random dudes that have no affiliation to nothing. You don't know them. You don't talk. You can't really communicate that well with them. Like, you have no worries whatsoever they're going to steal anything from you. He's like, well, I was standing right there. It's like, there's 3 of them. Who's to say that they're not just going to kick the crap out of you and then steal all your stuff? And he's like, well, it was fine. It's like, yeah, but it could not have been. It might not have been fine. You don't know that. Like, what were you thinking? And he's like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, no, it wasn't. It's not fine. It's fine now that you're okay. And you can only say it was fine because you're okay. Like, jeepers creepers, what were you thinking? Anyways. Just, when he told me that story, it's just the Jean-Luc Picard moment where he just throws his hands into his forehead and he just starts rubbing his forehead. And it's like, that's what was happening to me. Is I was just so much in bewilderment. It's like, how can you just trust anybody that you just picked up off the streets like that with all your stuff? Let's just say that's what they wanted. They just came there to just rob you. What are you going to do to stop them when there's 3 of them and 1 of you? And it's not like he's the biggest guy around, and this is back when he was younger too. So it's like, what are you going to do to stop it? And it's not like he's in the best of health or anything like that. It's like, what would you have done if they decided that, hey, this is now ours? I'm captain now. What would you have done? And he's like, oh, no. It didn't happen, so I don't have to even think about it. It's like, that's not the point. That's not the point. Engage with the hypothetical. Anyways. Oh, my goodness. And I guess the only reason I'm really thinking about it right now as much as I am is because I ended up helping him out earlier today. He ended up texting me earlier today. He's like, is there any chance that you can come, how do you put it? Can you come pick me up and I gotta go to Walmart after work and I gotta buy a battery. I guess his battery died earlier today. And that's the only bad thing about, well, not the only bad thing living in Florida, but that's one of the bad things living in Florida is that because of the heat, unlike in the north where when I was from Michigan, you could tell when a battery was going to go bad and you could sit there and you could jump it and you can get it up and running for a little while. Like you can kind of nurse a battery along before you absolutely have to just stop and get a new battery. Like you could kind of weasel some time out of it. But down here, you can have your car start today and not start tomorrow morning. It is literally just like boom, just like a flip of a switch and it's gone. And yeah, typically batteries down here will last you about 2 or 3 years. And then all of a sudden it's just one day, bleh. It's like, great, awesome, grand. I don't need to go to work or nothing. I don't have anything to do today. But here I am, stuck at home. So thankfully he was able to get himself a ride, and that's when he's like, oh, well, can you pick me up and take me to Walmart after work and all that stuff? And I'm like, well, I mean, I kind of have plans, but I'll go to Walmart like here right now and pick it up for you. You can pay me back. And that's what we ended up doing. And then my wife and I and the kids, we all went out to, to the grocery store. We had to pick up stuff for dinner and whatnot. So it worked out fine. Let's see, where was I in this? Ken says, I hate spring weather, changes too quickly for me, lol. See, spring is, I think, probably... No, I'd say it's probably my third favorite of the 4 seasons. It'd have to be fall because it's starting to get cool, but then the colors and all that stuff, at least when I lived up north. When I lived in the north, fall was my absolute favorite. Down here in Florida, you basically get 2 seasons. You get summer and death. And what I mean by that is typically in the fall, when you're in the north, you get all the colors. Like, look at the screen right here. You get all the beautiful oranges and reds and browns and all the different colors that you can think of. The greens, the all of it. You get all of it up in the north. But down here, you get lush green, like jungle almost green, and then you get brown. That's it. That's it. You don't get an in between. You get lush green or brown. There's no color changes down here. There's none of that. None of that down here. So, yeah, it's one of those where I don't look forward to spring because I know it's going to bring summer and then it's going to bring heat. It's going to bring hurricanes and all that stuff. And just, thankfully, the hurricane season has been, okay so far. So, always keeping an eye on the tropics until the end of September into October. So hopefully things stay quiet. Hopefully things are, going to be winding up here pretty soon and be able to be good to go from there. Then we got Wilden says, I took time off just to stream and play it. Same here, bud. Same here. I'm going to be probably taking a week off of work when FS25 comes out, and I plan on putting as much time as I possibly can outside of, obviously spending time with the family and all that, but probably going to be doing streams, going to be doing the tutorials, going to be doing all sorts of different stuff in order to, get my Farming Simulator 25 fill. So that's definitely going to be on the docket. We got then, I am way behind on chats. Holy smokes. Then we got Will says, I'm excited to try out the spinach, peas, long rice, and green beans. 100% right there with you. I feel that they are pushing Oxbow as the flagship brand in FS25, which I'm okay with. Yeah, they are definitely, like, pretty much everything they've shown up until this point has some affiliation to Oxbow, one way or another. So it's just one of those, like, that's very much the cornerstone of their branding operation right now. My guess is that Oxbow is the one that paid the most. that's my guess. So, like, oh, hey, we want to be like the centerpiece of FS25. Kind of like Kloss was like the cover art and all that stuff for 22. Maybe that's what we're going to start seeing for 25 is kind of like the big push and whatnot for all the Oxbow stuff. But I mean, also Oxbow is probably one of the ones where, like, all these kind of new crops and stuff, with the exception of rice, where they make pretty much everything it is going to take in order to harvest and to kind of grow with all the new products and whatnot. So that's kind of my guess. Let's see. Ken says FS25, 7 weeks to go. Oh boy, 7 weeks. The new crop textures look amazing, says Will, 100%. Ken says, oops, meant you, LOL. Ken says, Will, are you to do another build on FS25? Are you going to do another build on FS25? And Jody then says, just play the baby, just play the baby down. Oh, just put the baby down. How are things? Going fantastic, bud. Going fantastic. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully it didn't take too much to put the baby down tonight. Let's see. Wilden says, yes, plus when my map comes out, when I'm done with it, I will be playing on it. Guarantee that BDD will play on it too, LOL. Oh man, 100%. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that one comes out. And then, like I said, even if only, let's say, 25 to 30% of the stuff that you kind of laid out in totality is able to be done. Let's say, not through you not doing it, but just not able to, or whatever the case may be. Let's say we only get 20 to 30% of the things you're like, this is what I would like to be in the map that I put out there. We're going to be in a really good place with that. We're going to be in a really good spot as players of that map. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to big time. Willen says been playing since FS15. Jody says still play FS19. Yeah, see, that's my point exactly. Is FS15? I mean, that's a while. I mean, that's there was what 15, 17, 19, 22, and now 25. I mean, so you got at least 2 editions on of me. So yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, Jody says still play FS19. I tell you what, that's awesome, bud. You were saying how you were playing Spectacle Island the other day, and that's such a good map. Love that map. Playing on Shamrock Valley. I don't remember Shamrock Valley from FS19. Jody says, can't wait to hear some news on logging in Farming Simulator 25. Yes. Now, that's something that is also piquing my interest as well, is they're very quiet about all the logging and stuff. Now, I'm sure they're going to be integrating a lot of the FS22 stuff that happened in base game for the Platinum expansions and stuff like that. But are we going to get the things like the stone breaking contracts like we got on Silver Run? Are we going to get things like the logging transport? Are we going to get those things kind of in base game kind of thing? That's something else that nobody's really been on the radar for, is what kind of contracts can we expect to see in FS25. Now, in FS19, we had things like transport missions. We had, what else did we have that was kind of lost? I can't remember what else there was. But transport missions, where you went to one place, picked up a bunch of stuff, and then dropped it off and went from there. We used to have that in FS19. That didn't happen in 22. We got the kind of little pop-up missions on Silver Run Forest, to where it was very unique to that map. Are we going to get more mission types? Are we going to get stone picking as a part of the missions? That would be amazing in my opinion, especially with the whole GPS system that they're putting in place. That would be amazing, because it'd be awesome to have a way to be able to get stones more consistently outside of doing like what I'm doing here with my own fields and having to plow it up and having to do things like that. It'll be nice to have that as a more consistent source. That would be cool. Let's see. Jonah says, I think I'm going to love the new Grounded series. I hope so, bud. I really hope so. For those who haven't seen yet, I started a new series on a game called Grounded. For those who aren't familiar with it, Grounded is basically, think of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with Rick Moranis. You know, the movie, way back in the day. This is actually a series of movies. Where 4 teenagers are either abducted or something like that, and they're shrunk down to the size of ants. And it's a kind of survival / resource gathering / kind of hunter-gatherer kind of game, to where you can build up and do all that stuff. So it's got some really cool components to it. I put out my first episode for it yesterday. Was it yesterday or today? I think it was it today? It's today. My days are blending. Ugh. Anyways, I think it was today. I put out my first episode for it, and I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of components. Now, there's a lot of things about it that I'm kind of poking fun at, like science. Like, there's this weird kind of like, because it's about shrinking and this whole like molecular world kind of thing, like the subatomic particles and blah 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 blah. All these different aspects that's kind of scientific and kind of geeky, I guess is probably the word. There's like these kind of things are kind of laughable, kind of not unintentionally laughable. Like it does these little voiceovers for whenever you get these like science, and it's supposed to be like these subatomic particles that's withdrawn in the whole shrinking process kind of thing. So like I said, go check it out. I had an absolute blast putting it out there, and I think it's going to be entertaining. And if that's the kind of game that you're into, or like the kind of survival resource hunter-gatherer kind of game, check it out. It's so far, I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. And pretty much everything around there wants to kill you. That's the thing, is the only thing that hasn't attacked me so far are gnats and weevils. I'm sorry, not gnats, ants. Ants and weevils. Those are like the two things that really haven't attacked me. But there's spiders. There's these giant spiders in comparison to your size, because everything's relative. There's these little itty bitty red mites that, man, they're annoying. They're just incredibly annoying, because they jump. They like go from halfway across the screen and they just jump at you. They take a little damage from you, and they're just a pain. But again, they're significantly smaller than you, so trying to locate where they are at that point, because you're having to find them in your feet, is just a pain. It's just a pain, but it's fun. It's been a lot of fun so far. Let's see. Jody says, hi rail fanning, Jonah. And then we got Wilden says, I love the wintertime. Same here. I've always enjoyed the wintertime. The snow and all that stuff. Ken says, I've seen all Jeff Dunham's specials on Netflix. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jeff Dunham's absolutely hilarious. Like I said, if you haven't seen him, go check him out. He's got several episodes or a series on Netflix. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And he's really good. Like that, the ventriloquism is a skill and an art all by itself. And he is really good at it. And he does these kind of more traditional stand-ups at the beginning of his stand-up. And then that's like later is when he brings out the puppets, and where he brings out like the dolls and the ventriloquists and all that stuff. So it's really funny. One of my favorite ones is he was talking about how he was letting his daughters walk the dog, and they had a little chihuahua, this little yuppie chihuahua, and the little kid was playing with one of those retractable leashes that the dog was attached to, and he would push the button, and you'd hear the chkong, 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 and it would just kind of tug on the dog's neck. Well, then all of a sudden, you could just see the kid stop, the wheels are turning, and then they lock the button after it's gotten, its full length. They, let go of the leash. And then all of a sudden, it starts skittering across, and it's starting to race up to the dog. And the dog stops, and it's like, ooh, what's that noise? That's something to be interested about. And all of a sudden the dog turns and sees that all of a sudden this thing is rocketing towards them, and it's like, burr, 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 and they're taking off, but the thing's getting closer and closer and closer, and all of a sudden, plink, chunk, and the dog goes, end over tea kettle, and it is absolutely hilarious. And just the mannerisms and stuff that he has is hilarious. But I need to go help the missus real quick. I will be right back. I'm going to put the stream on pause. I'll be right back.
All right, I am back. So sorry about that. Let's see. Gotta help the missus. Gotta help the missus. Let's see. So where was I? I think I left off with Ken saying, I like BDD, only been playing Farming Simulator since FS19. I'm like BD. Ah, gotcha. Only been playing since FS19. Yes. Gotcha. Let's see. We got Will then says barrel sprayers, changing systems, cars and bikes, transport, forage wagons, grain headers, round balers, semi-trailers, spinach harvesters, green bean harvesters, beet harvesters. Whew! Pipe and Paul, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says hi, Dave and chat. Will then says beet harvester headers, forwarders, front loader vehicles, marking sprays, slurry tanks, slurry transport are the new categories. Whew, boy, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, that already tells us a lot of information right there. Let's see. Ken says hi to Pipe and Paul. We got Bobby. Bobby, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says hello everyone, but only for a few. All right, Bobby. Well, we'll keep you as long as we can. Let's see. Where was I? Then we got Will says Bobby. Pipe and Paul says hi, Ken. Ken says Bobby. We got Bobby then says I got about 5 minutes. Got to leave them. Got to love them batteries. Oof. I'm sorry to hear that, Bobby. Then Ken says LOL. Bobby says I got to get back to work. Jody says 51 days. Let's see. Then we got. Looks like we're all done here. Once we finish with this field and we get the worker going on the next field, we'll kind of do our more traditionals. Going over all the different screenshots and the member shoutouts and all that stuff. I knew I was really, really close to the end here for this field, so I didn't want to get all into that and then have to just sit staring at a blank screen. Let's see. So we got Ken says, "Don't you hate when AI's short, like when the mulching things and plowing? LOL." Yeah, all these little bits and patches right here that they missed out on absolutely drives me nuts. That's why I'm really hoping that the new AI system, the GPS and all that stuff, I'm really hoping that's as good as it's saying it is. Oh, Jasper with the $5 donation says, does this make up for the trouble I've been causing? Jasper, I mean, you hit me with a train. So, although I appreciate the gesture, I genuinely do, you hit me with the train, bud. It would take a little bit more than just the $5 super chat. But you know what? You know what would go even further than any amount of money? And I'm sorry. Just an I'm sorry. Then we can bury the hatchet. We can be friends. Like I said, then we can really be excited when Jasper's around. We'll be like, hey, Jasper, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic... All that. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. We got... Jody says third-person view. Yes, I cannot wait for that one. Like I said, there's nothing more jarring than being out in third person like this and then all of a sudden just rocket you into first person. It's just so jarring. It'll be nice to be able to actually just, even if it's just kind of in 1 second, out the next, and it's still in third person, that's fine. I'd be fine with that. But what I'm not okay with is just how jarring that kind of transition is. So here's hoping. I'm hoping that that's going to be something nice. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to complain too hard when it comes to farming simulator stuff, because I think that with all the effort and stuff that they put in up to this point, I think they're doing an amazing job, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they got for 25, especially the stuff that they haven't told us yet. One thing I really hope, really hope, is the disabling the camera collisions. I'm really hopeful that they disable that they give us the ability to disable camera collisions. Blech.
Jasper with the $2 super chat. Jasper, I accept your apology. I accept it. It takes a big person to come out and apologize. So, from my bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate it, and I accept your apology. So now, let's turn a corner. Let's turn a page. And let's do this. Let's get off on the right foot. I like this. I like where this is going. Maybe we'll have to come up with some new emojis here for the channel of not Jasper being so mischievous, but maybe Jasper being Jasper, being a good ghost. We'll have to see. We'll have to go from there. Let's see. We got. Where did I go? There it is. Jonah says, "Who thinks BDD should do a face reveal for getting 50 memberships, or when he gets 50 memberships?" I would do a face reveal for 50 memberships. Absolutely. Yeah, if I got 50 members for the channel, I would absolutely do a face reveal, Jonah. 100%. Brady, how's it going? Says, hello, everyone. How you doing, Brady? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Jasper says, why can't skeletons fight? They don't have the guts. I love it. Ken says, Brady. Jonah says, LOL, Jasper. 100%. That was pretty good. Jasper says, hey, Ken. Then we got Jonah says, Ken. Oops, things are jumping around on me again. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. It says, Ken says, what up, Jonah? And then Jonah says, the sky, LOL. The sky, my blood pressure, the roof. Unless a hurricane passes by, and then it might be the floor. Anyways. Then Ken says, Jasper, can you go and annoy my partner's farm? Just kidding. And then Jasper says, does this make the $5 super chat? Does this make up for causing the trouble? Bradford says, at least Jasper is trying. And that's why I'm so quick to forgive. If there's genuine attempts to apologize and to be remorseful for one's actions, accept the apology. Accept the apology. If it's genuine apologies and genuine remorse, then yeah, accept the apology, move on, and go from there. Actually, very funny story. So I'm not going to reveal who exactly I'm talking about, but someone I know who's very close would always get into fights, always start trouble. They were just nothing but an absolute nuisance. But it's just one of those that they were just kind of integral in our lives. There was no kind of ways of getting around that. Well, they would sit there and always cause trouble, give so much heartache, so much grief. And then after a while, they would lead to a huge blow up and all that stuff, and then eventually it would kind of simmer down. And like I said, it was one of those, not being around them was not an option. It just wasn't, unfortunately. And that's certainly what I wanted. I wanted nothing to do with this person. This person was just extremely, just very, very bad person. Just at the end of the day, was a very, very bad person. But eventually things would calm down. They would start to like, okay, well, let's bury the hatchet, water on the bridge kind of stuff, and then would proceed to bring up all the kind of transgressions that were brought up during, like, it wasn't a, I'm sorry, let's just move on from this. It was, I'm sorry, now let me remind you how you messed up and how you treated me and how you did this and how you did that kind of thing. It was just very much a bad situation. I'm glad that things have changed from this dynamic and it's no longer necessary for them to be around. Certainly don't want them in my kid's life kind of thing, and I'm glad that it's been many years since the last time that I've seen them. So yeah, one of those You know, I'm sure everyone has one of those kind of people in their lives where it's just, you know, you're better off not having them around. You know, unfortunately, things might not work out to where where you're able to not have them around, kind of thing. Like I said, this one was kind of a touchy situation. So thankfully that's not the case anymore. It's been years since the last time I've seen them, and I could go the rest of my life without ever seeing them ever again, kind of thing. So it's all good. Anyways, anywho, where was I? We got we got Ken with an LOL. We got Jasper with the $2 donation, says, I'm sorry. Again, I forgive you, bud. Jasper then says the smiley faces. We got a Driver 53 raid. We got Revered Time Todd. Thank you so much, Driver 53 and crew, for coming in and raiding the channel. Hope everybody is having a fantastic day so far. Got Brady saying, hey, Ken. Wrench Monkey, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day, says Driver 53 Raid. Sherry Down says, hi. How are you, Sherry? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Wrench Monkey says, hey, BDD, how you doing, Wrench? We got Jasper the Farmyard Ghost says, Team BDD is equal to Team Jasper. Both sides can be fun. You know what? Yeah. I think that's a good way to kind of fall on this. Absolutely. For those who are just showing up from the raid and all that stuff, if you're not familiar with Jasper, Jasper is the Farmyard Ghost. And used to be, we're turning a corner. We're making history right here, right now on this stream. Jasper used to be a kind of a troublemaker, but seems like Jasper's turning a corner. He's turning over a new leaf, as they say, and has made an apology and that's fantastic. I've forgiven him, and I hope anybody who's had a negative experience with Jasper can do the same thing, can move on and just turn a new leaf with us. So keep our fingers crossed and kind of go from here. Anyways, we got Bradford saying, hello, 53 Raid. Then Jasper the Farmyard Ghost says, welcome in, Driver fans. Yes, absolutely. And again, big shout out to Driver 53. This is now the third or fourth raid that he's done here on the channel. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw he was doing a birthday stream, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I thought I saw. So if that is the case, Driver, happy birthday, or whoever the stream was for, happy birthday. And again, thank you. Thank you for doing a raid, and thank you for coming out and hanging out tonight. Let's see. We got we got Bradford says, and happy birthday, Driver. So there you go. If I would just read one more sentence, I'd get to it. Yes. Happy birthday, Driver. Hope you're having an amazing day so far. Ken then says, hey, Todd. Welcome, Sherry Down. And hey, Todd. Let's see. We got Ken then says, hey to Brady. And it looks like, hey, I'm all caught up with my chat. Look at me go. Look at me go. I am thrilled with that. Now, we actually have to give all of our shout-outs. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and give all of our channel member shout-outs, starting with our Tier 3s. We've got Rail Fanning Jonah, Will T Gaming, Piping Paul, Ken Adlam, and Philippa Thompson. Thank all of you for being Tier 3 channel members. And for our Tier 2s, we've got Mark K, Smoking Coin, Tad Wernberg, Jason M, the Tubster92, Maxon, Joel G, and Bradford Hambaugh. Thank all of you for being channel members, Tier 2s. Thank all of the channel members, and thank all of the subscribers here to the channel. This channel is continuing to grow and make progress, getting bigger and bigger, and I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier with how things are going. Now, if you want to become a member, go ahead and check out the link in the description below, or the join button also below or on the main channel page. There you can gain access to things such as custom badges, custom emojis, as well as early access to edited content such as the Let's Play series and channel shorts. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing new content for the channel. We're not just doing Farming Simulator content anymore. So go check out the series that I completed not too long ago, the Human Fall Flat. Also check out the new series that we just started just the other day, on Grounded. So all that gets you channel 1 or tier 1 membership for 99 cents a month. Not a bad price. If you want to become a tier 2 member, you get all that I just mentioned, plus you get a shout out every single live stream that you do here on the channel. Every single one that we do on the channel, you get a shout out every single live stream. Then that's going to be $4.99 a month. Then there's tier 3 channel members. Tier 3s get everything I mentioned, plus they get a opportunity to come and join me live on the live streams. So they get to basically be a part of the live streams with us. Absolutely fantastic. Go ahead and check that out. They also get a custom discount code over at the merch store. So that is also something that's really fantastic as well. That starts at $9.99 a month. So again, thank you all so very, very much. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Also want to give a shout out to the P.O. Box. If you're interested in sending anything to the channel, go ahead and send it to P.O. Box 6136 Hudson, Florida 34674. There, the only thing I ask is that if you send me anything, please include your YouTube handle name so I know exactly who I need to thank and give huge praises to, because if you're sending something to the channel, I want to show you that I greatly appreciate it. So let me know who it's coming from. Then let's go ahead and check out the merch. We've got a ton of channel merch here on the store. So let's go, and there we go. And we got several people who have been very happy customers. We have Will T Gaming, who was the first picture there. Go ahead and go to the channel store at bddgaming.creator/spring.com. We also had Rail Fanning Jonah showing up there. We've got lines such as the Jasper and how he used to make us feel. We might have to edit that shirt now, or at least put a new shirt out there that might bridge the gap between how we were then and how we are now. Let's see, we got Jasper's at it again. Again, we're going to have to come up with some new stuff. We're going to have to come up with some new stuff because Jasper's turned a leaf. We're going to have to figure out something new. So, absolutely fantastic. Like I said, go check it out. We got Jody, we got Rail Fanning Jonah, we've got Will T Gaming, we got Philippa Thompson. All of them have bought things in the past. Thank you all so very, very much for your purchases, and I hope that you are so thrilled with them. And according to Jonah, again, these are his words, not mine, his shirt may have controlled the weather. He was out having some fun in the sun, and it staved off some bad weather. So that's his words, not mine. Just throwing it out there. But that's pretty good kind of stuff there. You got some shirt that might protect you from some rain. Again, his words, not mine. Anyways, let's go ahead and close that out. Again, big shout out to everybody who has come out here for the stream tonight. Thank you all so very much. Thank you all who have helped rally around behind this channel and shown as much love as you have. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. Let's continue to catch up with the chat here because we've got a few. And I see Jonah with a gifted membership. Thank you, Jonah, so very, very much. I greatly appreciate that. And because I was on the other screen, unfortunately, it didn't give that shout out. Can I... Let me see. Can I replay that by chance? No, guess not. Or wait. No, I don't think I can from here. I'll have to... That's something I'll have to figure out another time. Anyways, Jonah, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let's see. So we've got... Let me back up a bit because I know that I missed a few. Let's see. Ken says, hey Todd, welcome. No, I read that. Hey Brady. Yes, okay, so we got the gifted membership from Jonah. Again, Jonah, thank you so very much. We got Ken. Hey everyone, check out Will T's Alma map on crossplay. It's going to be epic. Yes, 100%. Go check out Will on his crossplay map there on Alma, Missouri. He, as far as I'm aware, has finished building up the map and getting it to where he wants it to be. It looks amazing. It looks absolutely spectacular. Speaking of which, let's show off some of the screenshots, and I'll continue reading off some of the chats. So we are going to start with Ken Adlam. Ken, thank you so much for sending these in. I believe he said that these are on his Riverview map, and these are looking very, very sharp. Doing some bale wrapping there in first person with the McCormick tractor. It looks fantastic. Very, very nice. Now let's keep reading the chat here and seeing what everyone has to say. So we've got Bradford with all the custom emojis. Again, Bradford, thank you so very much. Wrench Monkey says it's always good to be be one behind LOL JK. We got Todd, who was gifted the membership from Rail Fanning Jonah, and Todd saying LOL, thank you Rail Fanning Jonah, and Jonah saying no problem. So we are all caught up with the chat again. Excellent. And Ken, thank you so much for sending all these in, doing a whole bunch of bale wrapping, looking very sharp there. I tell you what, that is a really nice map. Riverview is a very, very nice map. If you haven't, go check it out. It's a map that was made by, what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? It has the monkey symbol. Cavalier Roy. Cavalier Roy. There we go. Yes, go check it out. It is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, we've got to do a bit of cleanup here because, oof, just oof. All these electrical poles that are in the way on this field. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So now, oh dear, wrong button. Wrong. Will T Gaming. So check out some of these pictures, some of these screenshots here on Will T Gaming's Alma, Missouri map. Absolutely amazing. The build that he has going on there is absolutely incredible. Holy smokes. And just the map itself, like, he does a really good job at taking screenshots, and you can see just how he pans everything around, makes it look like all in frame and stuff. You got the big red buildings in the background there, the big red barns, very American traditional style of barns and silos and all that stuff. It looks absolutely spectacular. You got the farm build in the background there, tractor in the foreground with the plow. Looks absolutely amazing. Let's see, he's got the truck. Looks like he's pulling a Prinroth there. There's some of the farm right there. Looks really good with the white picket fence in the foreground. Doing some mowing there. Oh, got the farm in the way background there. Looking really, really good. Will, great job as always with your screenshots. Looks fantastic. Got some of the farm build right there. That's looking good. Oh, getting some more work done. And for those who are not familiar with Will T Gaming, go check out his channel because holy smokes, the last build that he had done, he had 6,800 head of cattle. Now imagine all the work that is going to be needed to take care of 6,800 head of anything, let alone cattle. You're having to get all the grains, I'm sorry, not all the grains, all the wheat, all the hay, all wheat. What am I talking about? Holy smokes. All the straw, all the hay, all the silage, all that stuff in order to just be able to produce enough to be able to feed them. That's just a feed. Then you got the bedding. Then you got the manure clamp. Then you got water if you have to give them water. I mean, holy smokes. It is just an absolute smorgasbord of all the different things that you have to do in order to maintain just a few cows. But 6,800 is what he had. Now, I don't know what he has right now, but I don't think he's going to disappoint with the volume. So, we shall see. And it looks like the reel is back at the beginning, so let's go ahead and turn that off. Big shout out and thank you to both Ken Adlam and Will T Gaming. Thank you both so very, very much. I am very much grateful. Will says I'm missing a couple of screenshots. Really? I don't think. Oh, it might be. It might be because the reel is on random, so it might not have played everything. It might have just kind of skipped around. I'll have to play around with some settings. I apologize about that, Will. But yeah, so it's the OBS that I use is weird sometimes. It's got these little quirks and whatnot. But it looks like we're all done with the plowing. Now we can go and pick up some stones. Get some stones for the farm? Yeah, look at that. Oh, wait, what? What is that? Oh, I think that's one of the fields that's kind of, like, tucked away inside somebody's yard. I think that's what that is. I could be wrong, but maybe? Maybe. We'll see. No, that's not where I need to go. That's not where I need to go. I need to go this way. Then I need to go this way over the bridge. Then this way. There we go. It's like a little maze in here. Alright, and then we go back here. Yeah, there we go. Now we're cooking. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let me just double check that because I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah. So it's somebody's little field in the backyard that I can't get to and I don't have to care about. Cool. That works out just fine. That works just fine. So yeah, now let's go get our stone picker. Let's get all these stones, and these are the big stones too. So we're going to get a pretty decent volume off of these 3 fields. I think, question mark, I thought I had the big stone picker. The big old massive one. I think, what is it, Mac Trucker that made that one? I could be wrong on the maker. Let's see. I want to see how much this is fermented. Whoa. That's at 9% already? Really? That seems really fast. I thought it took like 2 whole months to ferment silage in a bunker. Am I wrong about that? Is it volume based maybe? Help me out there, chat. I thought it took like 2 months or some like ridiculous number in order to get silage in a bunker. Or maybe it's ramped up on this map? I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, you know what? While I'm also thinking of it, let's double check. All right, cows. Ooh, they're running low on pellets. We'll have to get them up. Uh-oh. Oops. Oh, we need, you know what? Hold on. Warning. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Boop, boop, boop. The chickens are out of feed. How? Have I really not checked everything for that long? Pigs are fine. There's 20 pigs. They're doing their thing. They got plenty of straw. Huh. That is so weird. I swore. Huh. I don't know. Let's see. What am I using for my pig feed? Oh, of course, I'm using wheat and barley. And sorghum's in there too. Darn it. All right, well, the barley, I have more of that. All right, let's go drop this off. And then something like that. All right, let's see what this gets me with the chickens. Let's see. We've got... Wilden says, it's the amount of chaff you have. It also depends on how many days you are running. So yeah, I've got 1 day month, and yeah, if it's chaff amount dependent, then that makes sense. Ooh, that's not even close to what I need. That's oof. Man, I don't want to take all the... wait, what? Wait. There is no wheat in here. There's no barley. This is all... Wait, what? What? This is all in my... This is all in my... I never added the wheat or the barley to the shredder? What? Okay, well, that's got to change really quick. All right, so we're making detours. We're changing things on the fly. We're going to figure things out here. Holy smokes, what is going on? Professional YouTuber here, y'all. Holy smokes. I am no, I'm anything but professional. No. Let's see. For some reason, Man, I got my pig feed mixer here. Let's go ahead and dump that in. Let's see. Luke Bernie King. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says, hey there, BDD. Ken says, hey, Luke. And Luke says, hi, Ken. Let's see. So, yeah, we are just... I don't know what happened here. Luke Bernie King has become a Tier 3 member. Luke, thank you so very, very much. I will reach out to you here shortly. If you could, though, please send me a message either on any of the socials so I can get back with you regarding future perks that you have coming your way. So if you can send me a direct message either on Discord or on Facebook, Instagram, all that, I will be able to get you the information I owe you. So again, thank you. Thank you so very much for becoming a Tier 3 member. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Go ahead and dump this in. I swore I put in... Jonah with all the celebration emojis. Absolutely, Jonah, 100%. Luke then says, aye, sir. Ken then says, Luke, welcome to Tier 3. That's right. We've got a new Tier 3 channel member. That's amazing. That's awesome. Now, for some reason, look at that. I've got sorghum in here. I need sorghum in my... What is going on here? Was I seriously putting all this stuff into the silo and not realizing that, hey, I need to put it into the pig feed mixer? Did I seriously screw up that badly? What was I thinking? That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Oh my God. What is wrong with me? Oh my goodness. We've got soybeans. Is soybeans in there? No, soybeans are not in there. So why am I keeping the soybeans? What am I hanging out of those for? I've got corn in here. Boop. Just a little... Oh, and it gave me an extra liter. Hey, cool. Oh my goodness. I'm just blown away. Like, what was I thinking with this? I need to add the sugar beets. I got tons of sugar beets. I got tons of potatoes. Y'all, what was I thinking here? Like, seriously. Look at that. Potatoes, sugar beets. I've got 300,000 liters of potatoes. I got almost 200,000 liters of sugar beets. Cotton. I can put pig feed in here. Mineral feed, strawberries. Oats. The only thing that this won't take is oats, isn't it? Yeah, of course. But I need oats for when I get horses eventually. I'm sure I'll get horses eventually. Sugar beets. Let's see. We got Bradford says yes. We got Wilty Gaming says cows 4,850, sheep 300, and pigs 1,200, chickens 5,000. Wow. Wow. Will. Wow. Where's the Will? Not Will. Where's the Owen Wilson wow when you need it? I wish I had a button. I wish one of these days I'm going to invest and get one of those side panels, one of those things where you can just push a button and then all of a sudden just make something happen on the screen. I want to be able to push a button and just get an Owen Wilson wow. Wow. That's what I want. That's one of these days. One of these days. We're going to get there. Get a side panel with an Owen Wilson wow. Let's see. Ken says, normally 3 months for silage ripen. Yeah, see, that's what I thought too. But I mean, if we're at 9% already and we're only like an hour into the game, like what? We're 2 hours into the stream, I think is where we're at right now. Let me go to this screen here. We've been on since 9. Well, yeah, we've been on since 9:30 for 2 hours. We've been going for a little bit more than 2 hours. I mean, at 9% already in 2 hours, we're gonna have silage long before 3 months. We're gonna have silage long before the 2 months that I thought it was gonna take. So here soon, we're gonna have to go around and add a whole bunch of stuff. Now, what do I have any full recipes now that I've kind of not been dumb? Let's see. So we got corn. We got barley. We have canola. No, we don't have canola. So that's what we're missing for this one. What about this one? We got sorghum. We got wheat. We got sunflower. We've got this one. Booyah. Turn on. I can make more pig feed. What? Are you serious? I could have had more pig feed just churning away this whole time. But I big dumb. I'm big dumb right now. I feel so silly at the moment. Holy smokes. What was I thinking? How did I not realize that those two were not connected? And what I find absolutely hilarious is like when I was sitting there and commenting, is like, did I seriously just do this? Did I think that like putting it into this is going to equal that it's in here? And the casual just yes from Bradford, I find absolutely hilarious. Did I really just do that? Did I seriously just put everything in here thinking it was going into the pig feed mixer? And I just get it, yes. Oh my goodness. Now I'm really curious on what I'm going to get out of these fields here. And we are losing the light quickly. Holy smokes. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see. We got Will that says, is that a lot? Why? What? What happened? It says, is that a lot? Well, Will, let me put it to you this way. You've got, hold on. You've got 4,850 cows. You've got 300 sheep, 1,200 pigs, and 5,000 chickens. 5,000. That is 11,350 animals on your whole farm. Let me say that for anybody in the back that didn't catch that. 11,350 animals. Will, is that a lot? Yes! That is a ton of animals, dude. 5,000 chickens is a ton by itself. Full sentence stop, 5,000 chickens. 6,800 head of cows was a lot, Will. 6,800. The amount of manure and slurry that you were dealing with on your other map was ridiculous. But now you're talking about the pigs, they're going to be producing manure and slurry. You got cows, 4,800 head of cow, they're going to be producing manure and slurry. You've got sheep, 300, which, I mean, 300, that's going to produce some wool. Not a lot, but some. And 5,000. You've got more chickens than you have cows. You're going to be producing so many eggs. It's going to be ridiculous. So yes, is that a lot? Yes. Holy cow, there, Will. That, holy cow, holy chicken, holy pig, holy chick. Yes, all of that. The next thing I expect to hear from you is, oh, I somehow magically got 3,000 horses. And even though I think the biggest capacity for any pen in any map and all of FS19 or FS22 is 16, somehow, some way, Will T Gaming is going to figure out how to get 3,000 head of horses. And somehow, some way, Will T Gaming will figure out not only how to survive with 3,000 head of horses, but he will also figure out a way how to ride each one of them individually without using mods. I don't know how, but I suspect he'll figure out a way. So yes, is it a lot? Yes. Let's see. Will then says, I just realized I sent the wrong screenshots. Oh no. Well, at least we figured it out. We can show them off next time there, bud. We got Ken says, hungry hippos. Oops, meant cows and chickens. LOL. And Will with the face palm and the great profits. I bet. I have no doubt about that. No doubt whatsoever. I'm sure you're just slamming through all the various products, being able to use all that natural fertilizers and stuff on your fields. I mean, yeah, I can only imagine just being able to slam through. I mean, just the eggs. The eggs by themselves has to be an insane amount of money that you're getting off of those. And that's if you're not using them for some kind of downstream processing purposes. If you're just using them just to use them to sell off, I mean, you're talking, you know, I know that each map is different, so take this with a kind of a grain of salt, but just kind of ballparking. Eggs sell at their peak at $2,400 per 1,000 liters. Each one of the crates that it produces is 1,400 liters. So you're getting, every single crate you're getting is $2,000 some odd dollars per crate, we're saying at the peak. And thus, if you get, let's say, I don't know, 4 to 10 crates a month with 5,000 chickens, you're making probably about, I don't know, 10 to 20 grand a month just in eggs. So yeah, that's good. That's good profit. Yeah, good profit. Anyways, let's see. Bradford says he's lacking some of his cows at this time. Yeah, I don't know what ended up happening. He must have sold off some of his cows and traded them in for all the rest of the stuff. But I mean, you have almost double the amount of animals that you have on your new farm build as you had on your old build. Let that one sink in. You have almost double the amount of animals than you did on your previous farm build. That's insane. That's nuts, dude. So, I mean, good on you. That's amazing. I'm impressed. I'm highly impressed. I wish that I had the ability to be able to do that many cows, that many pigs, sheep, chickens. But that's a full-time job. But again, it makes sense because you play on 30-day months. You'd have to be able to have that amount of time in order to be able to maintain it all. So insane. That's nuts, dude. Let's see. Wilden says, I have one cow barn that holds 550, one that holds 300, two that hold 500 each, and two that hold 1,000 each. Wow. So yeah, I mean, you're lapping it up there. Let's see. Jonah says, Wilty, can we have some chicken? Can we have some chicken dinners? Awesome. Luke says, I just sent you a friend. Oh, hey. Oh, that's not good. Come on, work. I just want to be able to slam through this field with as little trouble as possible. Oh, hey, helps when you actually engage the mechanism to pick up the stones. And what's funny is we've gotten one full headland. We're already at 3,400 liters of stones. Like, that's incredible. That is incredible. We're going to get so much stones off of this. And because of the production point, check it out. We're going to have a good amount of line for this. I mean, we're going to take every 500 liters and we're going to get basically double and a half of what we put in for stones. We're going to have a good amount of line when this is all done. I am so pleased with this production point. And for as cheap as it is, it's cheap. And look at this. I can make seeds. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think I've been making seeds, haven't I? No? I thought I did. Did I not? What do I have in here? I've got wheat. I've got more wheat in here. Oh, that's right, because I had a contract that went from here. So let's make some seeds. Let's make some seeds. Why not? Why buy it? Why buy it when I can have it? That's going to be a 1-to-1. That's going to be 15,000 liters of seeds. So that's awesome. Look at me go. Look at me go. And look at this. If I ever buy the biogas plant and get some digestate on hand, ooh boy, I can make some more fertilizer. Yes. I love it. I love it. That's the only problem with this particular stone picker is that the turning radius is so bad on this. It's so bad. So we're just going to have to kind of manually do this. Yeah, look at this. We are just chugging this full. I'm so glad. Let's see. Luke sent a friend request. Awesome, buddy. I'll keep an eye out for it, and I'll follow up with you after the stream. Like I said, I owe you a promo code as well as a follow-up on when you may be available to come on the stream, because that's part of your perks. So we'll hash all that stuff out. Ken says, no wonder you are asking for help, Will T. Oh, yeah. No doubt. I could only imagine having that much work to do. Like, that's incredible. It's incredible, like, literally. But again, it makes sense why you play on 30-day months. I don't think you'd be able to do anything else if you didn't play with that amount of time. So, yeah. Well, that kind of game would personally, I couldn't play that kind of style. That's me personally, because I wouldn't feel like I was getting anything done. I'd feel like it would just take so long to get from one job to the next, to the next, to the next, that it would just really be too slow for me. But it also would be very difficult to make content around, because you'd basically be seeing me sleeping all the time to get to the next day, to get to the next day, to get to the next day. Let's see. Wilden says, the eggs peak and selling here is 2,520. Ah, gotcha. So yeah, I mean, like I said, every map's different. They got their own kind of pricing and whatnot. There's a generic sell value for a lot of these things, but some map makers, I'm sure like Celebuki, will kind of tweak the kind of inputs and output values. So one of those that it doesn't shock me that it's a little bit better, a little bit higher than other maps. Let's see. We've got Bobby says that is that is enormous. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Wilden says, I wanted to add pigs, sheep, and chickens to my map, and then right, Ken. Yeah, that's it exactly. That is literally it. I could only imagine having to do all that work and try to do that all by myself. That would be an absolute nightmare. Holy smokes. Anyways. Oh, goodness. You know what? I don't know why, but Bobby, what you just said there just kind of reminded me of a video I saw. It was a long time ago. But there was some kind of protest or something that was going on. I think it was out in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember exactly what, like, all the details, but this woman was sitting there and she was just shouting about something. Like I said, it was like some kind of protest, and all of a sudden she turns her attention to this guy and says, "Well, what's your name? What's your name? What's like?" And he looks at her. He kind of pauses, and he's like, "Hugh Mungus." And whatever it was that came rocketing to her brain, like her brain just completely short-circuited at that point. Like completely. And she's like, humongous what? Humongous what? And she's just absolutely going insane. He's like, humongous. Just humongous. And she's like trying to infer like he committed some kind of like great sin of like essay of assault kind of thing. And it's like, what are you talking about? It's like he was making a joke. Like, you're the one that took it to that level. And it's like, man, like, what kind of sad little life do you have to have in order to just get that worked up over, one, over a joke, but then two, over not even like necessarily a good joke, like just a joke, like we're talking like bad in the world of dad joke territory. But she just absolutely lost it, and it's like, okay, enjoy your freak out. But I don't know what it is. But that also reminds me of something. I went down this rabbit hole here recently, and it was so good. I tell you what, I've never felt such joy than after watching some of these videos. I've never heard of this particular streamer before, this particular YouTuber, but somebody by the name of Kit Boga, I think is their name. I'm likely pronouncing that wrong. But their whole channel, at least as far as I've gotten through up until this point, has been about scammers, and specifically those scammers who are like the lowest of the low. Like, we're talking below the belly draggers, like just terrible, awful people who will target like the elderly, get them all confused and worked up, like, oh, my computer's doing this and I need virus protection, and oh, hey, this virus protection is actually spyware that, you know, now they have access to my bank accounts, and I'm somebody who lives on disability and I can't afford to go without, you know, a single one of my prescriptions, but now I have to sacrifice because, you know, somebody came in and stole all my money and all this stuff. Like, so that's basically what his channel is all revolved around, is these scammers and trying to scam money out of people. And he goes on, and what his channel is basically dedicated to is wasting their time. It's really cathartic. It's very juvenile. It's very, like, kind of like, I wish that they were able to do something a little bit more to kind of bring relief or bring them to justice, kind of thing. Now, that's really difficult. That's really hard to do, because a lot of them are in like foreign countries and all this stuff. It's really, really difficult to do. But it's one of those where he basically wastes their time and prevents them from going on and committing these scams on other people. And like I said, he's got like these voice changers and voice synthesizers. He's got soundboards and all this stuff, so he can play like, oh, I'm get, like he makes himself into like an old woman or an old man who's like very easily confused. But then he'll just sit there and start talking over them, and they'll just sit there and get so frustrated because he's just sitting there just talking, and they're trying to tell him something like, okay, well, you got to go to the bank and you've got to get out cash, and then you got to go and get gift cards from Target, and then after you get gift cards from Target, you got to send us pictures of it. And then he'll sit there and like he'll scratch the back off of it to reveal the code and all that stuff, but he'll scratch it too hard so it gets rid of the code number and all that stuff. Or the ones that I found that were absolutely hilarious, like I've seen him go on and he's been on the phone with these people for like 10 hours, like just completely ruining and wasting their time. It is hilarious. Because again, these people are the worst of the worst, and they deserve every pain that they get. Every bad thing that ever happens in their life, they deserve it. They are terrible, awful, rotten, very good, or very not so good bad people. They are terrible, terrible, terrible human beings. They will target the weakest people in the world and take advantage of them. And it's disgusting. It's sick. And the one that I was dying, I was laughing so hard, is he was on the phone with this guy for like 10 hours. And this guy wanted him to go and get like these Google Play gift cards. So he goes out and he gets these Google Play gift cards. And he's like, okay, now what I need you to do is I need you to send me these pictures. I need you to tell me the code on the back and this, that, and the other. And he's pretending to be this old woman, so he's got this like really kind of old, frail voice synthesizer going, and it's like, oh well, and he goes to like the Google Play store and all this stuff, and he's looking it over, and he's like, oh, like reading the text, and it's like, how to redeem your gift cards if you take this and you put in this, and the person's sitting there shouting at them, and he's like shouting at him. It's like, no, you give me the number, you stop what you're doing, you give me the number, and he's just losing. He's absolutely just going nuts. And she's like, oh, hold on, sweetie, hold on, just hold on, honey, I'm just reading here, and I'm doing this, that, and the other. And he's talking over the guy that's screaming at him, and he's just, all of a sudden, he's like, oh, well, okay, well, to redeem, that gives me cash, so here I go. And then he proceeds to type in the card, and they're remoted into his computer so they can see what he's doing, but they have no way to stop him from doing it. So he's just sitting there just typing away, and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, like screaming so loud that it's actually peaking the microphone on the phone. That's how bad, like they're just shouting at him. And and then finally he hits the enter button. It's $500 has been added to your account, and he's pretending to sit there and be like confused, like he doesn't understand why they're yelling and why they're screaming. He pretends to cry and all this stuff, and that's why I'm saying these are such terrible, no good, very bad people. Like they are just the absolute scum of the earth. And he's pretending to be, like I said, a little old woman. He's sitting there crying, pretending to cry, and it's pretty convincing. Like it's like actually pretty like powerful if all you're doing is listening to the audio, and you're like obviously not watching the video, you're just listening to it, kind of thing. It's pretty powerful. And he's pretending to cry. He's pretending to make up this sobs. I thought you wanted the cash, and this is what you told me, and and all this stuff. And the people are just sitting there screaming and yelling, and then all of a sudden they start cursing and all this stuff. And like I said, the whole time they think that they're talking to a little old woman. And it's ridiculous. But then I ended up discovering today, like I said, that one is good, but it's very juvenile. It's very much like not going to be anything besides kind of make us, the watcher, feel good that, hey, this person is like having their time wasted, and their time is money, so if they're not on the phone and they're not calling other people, then they're losing out on what they're supposed to be doing. Well, I found another channel, and I can't remember what the channel is called off the top of my head. I think it's like Scammer Payback, I think is what it's called. This one is actually more something that I really enjoy, because this one is actually ones where there's hackers and stuff that are involved. Very like deep, next level kind of stuff. And they will go in and reverse hack the people. And I started watching one today where it was like over the span of a year, like over a year it took to get to this point where they're trying to bring down this entire call center in India. They're somewhere here in the States, and they're trying to take down a call center in India. That's their only job, the only purpose of this call center is to scam people. Every single one of their jobs is to scam and to get money out of people. It is just the worst, the absolute worst. And he's gone in, he's got access to their CCTV, he's got access to their computers, he's got access to pretty much name anything and everything that one hacker could get a hold of, and somehow, some way he got it. And he's sitting there just going through all this various steps. And there's even at one point where he's listening, and this is over the span of months of him just listening in and just paying attention to what's going on, trying to gather as much information as he possibly can on these scammers. And turns out, like, he's getting mad. He's getting so mad that he's not able to do anything. He can't intervene and all of this stuff. Well, he's listening to this one particular story, in particular this woman who's a small business owner somewhere here in the States. I think it was in Louisiana. A very small business owner, very, very tight margin kind of business and all that stuff. And she's somehow duped into going to her bank and withdrawing like thousands of dollars to then take and go buy Target gift cards. And the whole time he's just seething. He's just so angry. He's like, I want to do something. I want to help this person, because she can't afford this. She can't afford for all of her savings to be just wiped away in an instant. And he's like, okay, what can I do that's not going to compromise the investigation? What can I do that's not going to just completely tank months upon months of this job that we're doing? And he ends up shutting down the call. Like he's able to actually turn off the call on the so because he's hacked into their computer, into the scammer's computer, he's able to turn off the application that's running the calling system on this person's computer. So he's just sitting there, cancel. They call her back, cancel, call her back, cancel. And you do this several times. Well, in the meantime, he's calling the person, the person who's being scammed. He's sitting there like ringing her up like dozens and dozens of times, trying to get her to pick up the phone. She will not pick up the phone, because the scammer eventually gets a hold of her and says, do not answer the call, do not talk to anybody, don't talk to your husband, because she ends up talking to her husband. And the husband says, don't get the money out of savings, don't do this, like, what are you doing, what are you thinking? And she's like, now I'm really nervous, I don't want to do this anymore. And the guy's like, no, you got to. If you don't, you're gonna be under federal investigation because you committed a crime and and all this stuff. Like, he's getting her to really freak out. And this guy, he's trying his hardest. Like, he calls her like a dozen or so times, and she's not picking up the phone. So it's like, okay. He's like, well, what can I do? And he's listening into the call, and she's driving, and she eventually gets to Target. And he's trying to call the Target store that she's in. I think it was in Baton Rouge. And he's calling Target, and Target's not picking up the phone. He's like, I don't know what to do at this point. Well, because he was doing this in a live stream, I guess the people who were sitting there watching the live stream with him at the time called the Target. They got a hold of somebody at the Target. They got a hold of the manager, and the manager comes over and says, yeah, are you Karen? And she's like, yeah. He's like, are you here buying gift cards? and she's like, yeah, because she didn't interact with him. So the fact that he just walks over and knows her name and knows what she's doing there, and he's like, you need to stop. Like, you need to stop what you're doing because you're being scammed. I've got dozens of people calling me right now and telling me that you're here, and they know that you're here, and that they're, you know, trying to stop you from spending all your money. You don't need to do this. They're scamming you and all this stuff. So thankfully, the people watching the stream actually got a hold of the target and told them, like, hey, this is what's going on. You need to prevent this from happening. And they actually did it. They actually stopped it. So it was one of those, it saved this woman thousands of dollars and all this stuff. And I haven't finished that specific episode just yet. But it was so cool to find this and to see that, like, they're legitimately, not only are they able to mess with these people and really kind of make them into the pieces of garbage that they truly are, but they're actually able to, like, call the authorities and try to get them not just shut down, but actually arrested and put into prison for a long time. So that one I'm really enjoying. So I'm enjoying that one so far. And I've watched a couple on that channel, and so far the ones I've seen are very much in that same vein. So go check them out. I think it's called, like I said, Scammer Payback or something like that. That one I really enjoy. Tip Boga it's good. It's, like I said, kind of cathartic because, you know, you see these people kind of really kind of like squirming and not being able to do their job and all that stuff. Their job, quote unquote, their crap way of making a living. Anyways, where was I? Kind of went on that big old rant there, but it was really good. It was really, really good. Let's see. Wanted to end. Okay, so I think I left off at Revered Time Todd saying there is one that is a hacker that hacks scammers. That one is pretty cathartic. He has even called someone in the middle of being scammed and told them to hang up and shut down their computer. Scammers Payback. So yeah, it's literally, we might even be talking about the same episode. That, like I said, I literally just watched it earlier today. Or not watched it in its entirety. I still need to finish it. I think I'm about halfway through. But yeah, I mean, it was so amazing to see, and just like somebody who has that kind of skill set that's able to use such a great power of, like, logging into somebody's computer and doing what he could literally do whatever he wants. He could literally go in and be just as bad of a scammer, if not worse, than what these people are doing. Because what these people are doing are just manipulating people. But he has the ability of actually being able to gain access into personal computers, taking files and doing all this stuff, and he's using it for good. He's genuinely using it for good, and that's amazing. And in the episodes I've seen, not the big one where it's taking place over a span of a year, but the couple I saw, like, he's actually gotten files off of these people's computers, off these scammers' computers. He was able to find, like, driver's licenses. He was able to get, like, personal photographs and names and all this stuff. And, like, there were times where he's sitting there, you know, talking in, because he's got a voice changer as well. He's sitting there talking in the old granny voice or old grandpa voice, and the person's sitting there yelling and cursing at him and all this stuff. And all of a sudden he turns off the voice and he's like, oh, hey, so-and-so. And he actually calls them by their real name, not their English sounding name. You know, because they'll go by, you know, Dave, or they'll go by Pete, or Jake, or Paul, or whatever. Like, all these different, like, you know, American style names, not their native name. And he'll call them by their native name, and you immediately hear the pause. You immediately know, like, uh-oh. Like, that whole, like, that it's at this point they knew they messed up. And it's one of those, like, he's sitting there and he's like, you know, I know everything about you. I know your boss's name. I know your friends. I know this. I know that. I know that you're going to such and such airport at this time, and I know that you're going to this location and this, that, and the other. Like, and you can tell just the immediate wave of panic that sets in over them. They're like, oh no, what just happened? Like, when did I become the scammed? So yeah, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. And I love seeing when bad people get their comeuppance. I love it. Like, I am like a fat kid in the candy store. I love it so much. There's nothing better, in my view, to seeing bad people getting the things that getting their just desserts, getting the things that, they have coming to them, and especially people who target the weak, the innocent, the frail. Like, if you go after, like, the elderly, you are, like, next level scum in my book. Like, next level. There's a special place in Hades for you, and I will look forward to you rotting away there. You, in my opinion, you will not get there fast enough. And that might sound terrible to some, I get it, but it's one of those, like, I have zero sympathy for those who will do that level of damage to somebody's life who is just trying to make it to the next day, kind of thing. And I take this stuff kind of personally because my father just got scammed here recently. Not to this degree, but he's had people hack into his bank accounts and take money from his banking and all that stuff. Now, thankfully, all that stuff insured, and he doesn't have, like, he gets his money back, but he still has to sit there and wait weeks, for the new bank cards to show up, wait until, all this, stuff kind of dies down, and it's happened to me. I've had my bank card skimmed before. So it's one of those, like, it's not fun. It's not something that is easy to go through at all. It's not. It's completely upheavals your life. And taking my dad as an example, like, yeah, he was lucky to where they're not getting direct access to the banks and he's able to get his money back and all that stuff. But it's one of those, like, there's tons of people that aren't that lucky. And like I said, it literally just happened to him here recently. And he actually had one show up that was actually, like, next level kind of bad. So he got an email, and silly him, he clicked on something he wasn't supposed to, obviously. And in this attachment that they sent, it had a picture of the house. It wasn't actually a house, it was actually the neighbor's house, because all they did is they took a picture on Google Maps, and they're like, oh, well, I know that you live here, and showed the neighbor's house 3 houses down, and I know that you have this and that, and like all this, like, very easily look upable kind of Google information that's available. And I told him, it's like, Dad, and my dad's sitting there freaking out, like, he's got a picture of our neighborhood, he's got this, he's got that, he knows my phone number, he knows my email, he knows this. It's like, Dad, I can do a Google search right now, only having your name, and I'll be able to find all this stuff. Like, the worst thing that this guy has is your bank information, like your bank card information, but he's trying to scare you into just doing more, to giving him more. So number one, because he's actually, like, shown like an actual threat, like, not like an actual blackmailed threat. Like, you ought to call the police and see what, if anything, they can do. Call the non-emergency and do that. So we did. We ended up calling the non-emergency, and they're like, okay, well, we'll do what we can and all this stuff. Oftentimes these are people from overseas. There's not a lot that we can do, but we'll see what we can do. And it's like, okay, we understand. It is what it is. I told them, like, I'm not worried about some random schmo showing up in my house. I got plenty of things that will keep me and my family safe. So not that worried about it. And he's like, and the cop kind of chuckled and laughed. He's like, oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. And it's like, yeah. So I told him, it's like, we're not worried about that. but we're worried about, is this person going to, try something stupid, kind of thing. So you never know. You never know nowadays. You never know what people are going to do, what they could do, can do, are willing to do. And yeah, it just bleh, just blah. But my old man, he had to get new bank cards and all that stuff. He basically had to go like a week and a half without any access to any of his money and all that stuff. And I gave him the talk. It's like, you cannot open anything that you don't know who it's from. If you don't know that the person who sent it, don't bother opening anything in it. Just delete it. And if it's something important, then somebody is going to follow up with you. Like, somebody will turn around and be like, oh, hey, I sent you X, Y, and Z. Did you get it? And if you tell them no, well, then you know to be on the lookout for it the next time. But most people are not going to just be like, oh, hey, I'm going to send you something extremely important in an email and not tell you about it showing up first. Like, that just doesn't happen. It's like no business that's going to be like, oh, hey, let me ship this very important email to you and not give you any notification or heads up that it's going to now just show up, kind of thing. That's very, very incredibly rare. You know what, let's make another kind of headland around here. So I'm just kind of picking up as much as I can, but because I'm right here next to the tree line, it's making turning around a little more difficult than I like it. Alright, so we got, Bobby says, I don't answer numbers I don't recognize. I tell you what, that's the one nice thing, because I have a iPhone. That's the one nice thing that they do. I don't remember. It's been a while since I had an Android. But they have a thing in your settings that prevents the phone from even ringing if it's not a number that is not in your contacts list. So if it doesn't exist in your contacts list, your phone doesn't even ring. Like, they'll send you voicemail and all that stuff, but it doesn't even begin to ring. So that's typically the vein that I go down. But I also am aware of scams like these, and I don't pay attention to them, kind of thing. And as part of my job and all this stuff, I'm constantly being updated and briefed on all the latest and greatest scams and all that stuff. So because of my job, that's what kind of really kind of took root and gave me a vast interest in watching these channels, watching Kit Boga, watching Scammer Payback, especially Scammer Payback, because that one is like really next level, like really bringing out the big guns to get these scammers and to really mess up their world. Maybe not to the same degree as the people whose lives they're interjecting into, but even if it messes it up just a little bit, good on them. Good on them. They're doing a really good job, and that is something that I could throw my full-throated support behind, 100%. Because I can only imagine like my grandmother or my grandfather, getting a call one day and it's like, oh, hey, something happened to her. You need this. Like, there was one where they said that, oh, your grandson Tommy, oh, well, he was arrested and he needs, X amount of thousands of dollars for bail. And if you don't bail him out right here, right now, well, then you're gonna have to, he's gonna be in prison for years because he might have, ran over somebody, and it might be like involuntary manslaughter and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, well, that's my grandson. I'll do anything for my grandson, and all this stuff. And I don't know. It's just one of those, like, I can only imagine like that being my grandmother, like somebody I really care for, and all of a sudden they're getting a call, and now they're being milked out of, thousands, tens of thousands. I mean, there's cases where there's like hundreds of thousands of dollars of money that's just down the tube for these people, and it's insane. It's like an entire life savings is just gone in the blink of an eye. And depending on how like this stuff, like with my dad, he's lucky because it's all through the bank. It's unauthorized charges through the bank, so it's insured, and therefore he's gonna get his money back. But if you go and withdraw your cash and then turn it into gift cards and do all that stuff, that's on you. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to play again, kind of thing. If you gave them thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, $100,000, that's basically the bank's going to look at you and it's like, well, it sucks to be you. You withdrew it. It's not our fault that you spent your money on something you shouldn't have spent it on, kind of thing. That's what the bank will look at it as. And it's a shame. It's a real shame. And like I said, people are milked out of their money all the time. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. I don't know how anybody could sleep at night knowing that they're doing this to people, to innocent people. I don't know. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Let's see. Where was I? Let's see. Jonah says, scammers call me all the time. I love wasting their time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Any chance I get to just kind of drag them along and just kind of make them think that they're going to get somewhere, and then just kind of, I don't know. I'll sit there and just tell them all sorts of stories and just kind of let it go on and on and on. And they know that they're not going to get anything or anywhere with me, so they tend to hang up relatively quickly. But I don't know. It's just one of those that I don't care for it. I just cannot fathom a world where an entire business, because that's essentially what it is. Like the one that I was watching, it was an entire call center. Like these people are employees of a person. Like there is a owner, there is management, there is all these individual like things going on, and they're acting like it's like just another day at the office. Like it's nothing to worry about. And it's just wild to me. It's just wild to think like that they could think that this is like just another day at the office, that this is not something that is like a terrible thing. Like you have no conscience, you almost have no soul at that point to do that kind of irreparable harm to somebody. Like that is like as close as like being psychotic as you could possibly be. Let's see. Willen says, well, I'm heading off to bed. Have a good night, everyone. Will, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Hope you have yourself a fantastic night. And we'll see you again next time, bud. You take care. Let's see. Ken says, good night, Will T. Catch with you tomorrow, bud. Let's see. Let's go ahead and... Let's see. We've got Bradford says, night to Will. Bradford says, Android has something similar. Oh, that's good, at least. Like I said, I think that's one of the best features. It drives my wife nuts. It drives her absolutely nuts because she always throws out the hypothetical, well, what happens if I get into a car accident and somebody's trying to call you from their phone? It's like, well, then they'll leave me a message. Like, if I don't pick it up right then and there, I can listen to the voicemail. But I'm not going to pick up a number that I don't know, regardless. So why am I going to sit there and listen to it ring? And why am I going to sit there and be annoyed every single time my phone goes off? So that's basically what I boil it down to is, like, I was getting so many scam calls, so many of these just, things that it was just, I'm done. I'm so sick of hearing my phone ring every 10 minutes, it felt like. Like every couple of minutes, it's like ring, ring, ring. It's like, oh my goodness, I want to just throw my $1,000 phone into the river and just be like, I'm done. I'm done with it. Send me back to the Stone Age. I don't care. I don't want to hear the ringing. The ringing. Like, all that. Like, it was just nuts. It was absolutely nuts, the amount of calls I was getting. But now that I don't have it ring as much anymore and all that stuff, the ringing has actually slowed way down because they know that I'm not going to pick up for a number that isn't mine, isn't in my contacts. And it's very rare that I even get a voicemail from them anymore. So I told her, it's like, look, it works. Like, turn off your ringer. And unfortunately for her job, she can't. She has to, she has to have the cell phone on. She has to be able to pick up calls and all that stuff. So she can't do the same thing. But she's like, even if I could do it, I wouldn't, because there might be that one time where you need to get a phone call from somebody and all that stuff, and they're not in your phone. It's like, again, they'll leave a message, and she's just, no. It's like, all right, well, you do you, and I'll do what I do. So, let's see. We are so close to this field being done, and then we'll move on to the third field. Now, the third field is the smallest of the three. And you figure we've got almost 22,000 liters of stones. We're going to have a ton of lime from just these three fields. Like, a ton of lime. I can't wait. Cannot wait to see what we get when it comes to lime. Because, again, we're going to basically, double and a half the amount of lime that we get from the stones. So right now we'd probably get around, 60,000-ish liters of lime. Like, that's pretty good. There we go. Now we need to fold this up. And because this thing's so bulky, we're going to have to go the long way. Let's see. Bobby says, I would tell them to show up at my house. Oh, and that's why I said I'm not that worried even if they were to show up, kind of thing. Because the great thing about the state that I live in is we believe in the right to defend yourself. Not every state is built equally. And in this one in particular, you have the right to defend yourself. We have the castle doctrine. We have the stand your ground, all that stuff. So it's one of those, we are a F around and find out state. And I'm okay with that. Personally, I'm okay with that. And I don't know too many people who aren't okay with that. It's one of those that, I've got my wife and two small kids here. And I've told my wife numerous times is that if ever there's a issue where, somebody's trying to hurt us, your priority is the kids. Not me. Not trying to get the situation controlled or anything like that. Your priority, the kids, and going in the opposite direction. That's what you do. What I do is buy you as much time as I possibly can. Whether that amount of time is infinite because I ended the threat, or buy you enough time to get away from there. And we have an understanding. That is our understanding. Is your job is the kids. My job is to neutralize the threat. And I wouldn't have it any other way. It's funny. Wow, I missed a lot of patches. Wait a minute. I didn't miss those. What are they? That's ground texture. That's not me missing. That's actual ground texture. Those birds actually kind of startled me. Oh my goodness. Anyways. I don't know. It's just one of those, like, you can really kind of tell how people are to their core when they're in a relationship and a situation happens. And I've seen videos on this from both directions. from both sides. I should say with both results. But it really tells you a lot about the individual. Is so the scenario is a threat poses itself, and you're out with your wife, girlfriend, date, whatever. Threat poses itself upon you. Do you step in front of your significant other, or do you step behind them? And that tells you a lot about the person. What kind of person they are, what kind of, what kind of drives them. Are they going to be selfless and look out for you and your safety, your best interests and all that? Or are they going to be selfish and put you before them? Now, that's kind of an extreme scenario, not something that every single person is going to experience or anything like that, but I would like to think that if I was presented with that scenario, that I would be stepping in front. Especially now that, wife and 2 kids, definitely want them to be safe. And yeah, I take that very serious. So let's see. Jonas says, my favorite thing to do with scammers is to act like I am like the police or fire department. Oof. So be very, very careful with that, Jonah. Be very careful, because you could potentially get in trouble for that. Pretending to be the authorities like that. I forget exactly what it's called. Now, are they going to go running off and call the police? I highly, highly doubt it. But one of those that you don't want to accidentally stumble your way into something like that. So just a little friendly bit of advice. Bradford says, the scammers don't see the victims, is not personal, is just another number on their screen. And that's probably the more demented way. Like, what I mean by that, not what you're saying is demented. What I'm saying is, like, to not to think of these people as people, but to think of them as just numbers on a screen, and you're just doing your job. Like, that is, like, next level evil. Like, that's, like, the, what is it called? I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like the indifference to evil is still evil. If all you're going to do is just sit there and let evil happen around you, even though you might not be, like, directly involved. Now, these people are obviously directly involved, but it's still evil nonetheless. And it's just, I don't know. I would be flabbergasted if I had a friend or whatever, and they told me that that was what they did for a living. Like, that was their job. Like, we wouldn't be friends. Like, we wouldn't be, like, if I had a family member that did that kind of stuff, I would go out of my way and I would call the police on them. Like, if I knew that was, like, something that somebody was doing in my own personal life, I would make sure that they met the repercussions for that. And I don't know. It's just one of those, like, is it like the banality of evil? Is that what it is? Being indifferent to evil is still evil. And just because you can rationalize what you're doing as, like, oh, well, these are just numbers on a screen. These don't have names. They don't have faces. They don't have, personal lives. They don't have history. They don't have like just dehumanizing. It's dehumanizing. There we go. And it's disgusting. It's just disgusting. So, like I said, I don't disagree with what you're saying, Bradford. It's just I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine like being so motivated by money that I would just completely turn off all of morality, all of things that make people human. To just get some money. It's terrible. It's disgusting. It's wrong. Anyways, I didn't mean to go into this whole kind of like at great lengths about this. Like I said, it was just kind of fresh, kind of still, you know, in my head, and like I said, it fired me up. It like really kind of like. It kind of hit home. It was kind of personal because, like I said, it literally just happened to my dad not too long ago. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Long story short, I don't know. It's just one of those. Oh, hey, there's a pole there. Couldn't imagine, like, existing in that kind of world and existing in a place where like there isn't that kind of distinction between good and evil, where there isn't like somebody that is telling them very clearly that what you do is wrong, is evil. And it makes me wonder, like, because these people, they obviously have to have friends, they obviously have to have family, but do they lie? Do they tell their mothers, their fathers, their aunts, their uncles, like, oh yeah, I just work at a call center. I just work at a call center. They, like I don't just milk people for their entire world and then expect like to be met with cheer and praise. Like I don't know. Just weird. Just very weird. Very kind of just bleh, just yuck. It's yuck. Todd says, if you watch Scammers Payback enough, a lot of them see Americans as evil and deserve it. Some things are worth going to jail for, like legitimately protecting your family. Oh, yeah. Yep. And I've said that exactly same thing to my wife. Exact same thing. Is if something is posing a threat, then I will live with the repercussions. Whatever those repercussions are, as long as I know that you and the kids are safe. Period. You know, it's one of those that, like I said, I'm grateful and thankful for the state that I live in, that it's got some common sense to it, that it actually takes serious the right to defend yourself, and makes it to where you're able to do so. So, I know there's plenty of states. There's plenty of states. As a matter of fact, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they just moved to New York, and they live in like New York City, and I worry for them every single day, You know, because I know that New York is not a friendly state for those who want to defend themselves, for those who are not going to be a victim. So, especially there in the city, especially there in like the heart of the city. So, like I said, I worry about them. I worry about them every single day. You know, they're sitting there constantly. They ride the trains. You know, in not Manhattan, Brooklyn. No, not Brooklyn. I don't remember. I'll put it to you this way: someplace that I won't visit anytime soon. Someplace I won't go to anytime soon. Hence the reason why on the
merch store, we have stuff like a bad day on the farm is always better than a good day in the city. There's a reason why I have that shirt. Oh man, we are almost done with this field. 27,500 liters almost of stones. Wow, just wow. I don't think I've ever filled up this stone picker as much as I had in this particular outing. I don't think I've ever actually filled this thing up to its entirety, but 63% full in one trip, that's pretty good. Let's see. I think oh yeah, look at that. That's looking great. It looks like I missed a few spots. Let's see. There we go. Oh, that's just the need plowing. So there's a couple areas on the field that need plowing. All right, well, 27,581 liters. That's pretty darn good. So you're probably talking around 70-ish thousand liters when everything's all said and done. Do I have water in that production point? Do I? I got a little bit. A little bit. Not a lot. Ay. Okay. Well, we'll have to get some water. So let's see. Let's get this back to the farm, and then we'll go from there. Like I said, I'm going to check out, I want to see just how much the silo has fermented up until this point. Because you figure we're at 9%, and that was over an hour ago. So this will kind of tell us kind of what to expect. What to expect for this. So let's see. Let's go ahead. I don't know. I'm kind of kicking around the idea of planting cotton. I think that'll be really good, and that'll be a really good kind of payout for these 3 fields. We'll get quite a bit of money out of that. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. So we're going to dump this all off. And then we'll park this. We'll get the processor up and running for the stones to lime, and then we'll figure out what to do from there, because we still got to lime the fields. We got to fertilize. I mean, I've got manure and slurry, but I really want that to be saved and used for the fertilizer. What I need to do is find a storage silo for fertilizer. Where am I going? That's where I'm going. Because now, basically, this production point here that I've got is pretty much full of fertilizer. I can't make that much more. And I've been trying to accept contracts, trying to do whatever I can in order to get the fertilizer out of it. But, I mean, you can see, 86,000 liters. I got the process turned off, because I'm trying to just build up more manure. You figure 42,000 liters of manure, that's going pretty good. And we've got slurry getting built up as well. So you figure slurry, what is that at? 28,000 liters. And this is the pigsty, I think. Yeah, 2,600 liters. So this one's going pretty good. So yeah, I mean, we got tons of stuff that we still got to do. And let's see. Stones, 27,000. Let's turn on the lime like so. We can make manure.
Straw and slurry or straw and digestate will make manure. Oh, we can make some herbicide. Water and salt? That one almost feels cheaty. That one almost feels like something you ought not to do, just because you're basically taking water and salt, which are two extremely cheap materials, and you're turning it directly into herbicide. I mean, herbicide, if you were to sell that off, is like $2,000 per 1,000 liters. The water is like super cheap. Salt is ridiculously cheap. Yeah, I don't know. That one feels almost wrong. So yeah, let's get some water. Let's see. Let's go over here. We're going to have to go through here soon and start cleaning off all this equipment. Holy smokes, is it dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. There we go. Perfect. So let's drop that. Okay. So, oh, water tanker. That's what I need. Let's get a water tanker. Let's fill it up. See, it's a 20,000 liter tanker. Wonder how much it's going to cost to fill it up, because unfortunately we got to pay for our water because we have a source here on the farm. And as we're familiar with, if we have a source to purchase, we're purchasing it directly from the map source. We're not going to just put something down just because. All right, so let's catch up with the chat while this is filling up. Where was I? Okay, I think I left off with Todd. Oh, no, Luke says, that is called impersonating the law. Yes, that's it exactly. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that. If I'm correct, yeah, impersonating a law enforcement officer is essentially what it is. Impersonating an officer or government official. Yep, exactly. So it's just one of those, like I said, don't want to accidentally stumble your way into trouble. So just be careful. Like I said, I would find it very, very hard to believe that a scammer like that would be like, oh, hey, he's pretending to be a cop. You know, because they're trying to avoid any run-ins with the law as best as they can as well. But you never know. You just never know. Let's see. So lime is being made. That's just chugging away. Let's go ahead and get one more trailer full of water. Let's go ahead and do that. Because, I mean, it takes a lot of water. It takes 1,000 liters per cycle. And for 20,000 liters, you're talking $1,000. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. All things considered. Let's see. Todd says, could be a random sting that would be bad. Yeah, exactly. And that's it exactly. Is you never know what you could be tied up into. You know, especially if you got one particular cop or one particular person who's just like gung ho about, you know, getting anything and everything that they can. You never know, and it's one of those, like I said, it might seem harmless, might seem, you know, kind of revengey kind of thing, but I'd hate for anybody who is, especially who's just trying to make these people, you know, into the idiots that they are, get tripped up over something stupid. There we go. And now 40,000 liters. That's going to chug away, and that's going to produce a good amount of lime. Let me out. There we go. Let's see. Water's going down. Lime is going up. Seeds going up. 2,000 liters of seeds. Almost 90,000 liters of fertilizer. We are doing really, really good. Let's see. But I just looked up at the clock, and it is 1 o'clock in the morning my time. So I think this is going to be a good place to leave off. We got a lot accomplished here. So far, so good. We ended up making it to where we were able to get everything done off of the fields. We got them mulched, we got them plowed. That's great. And we got them stone picked. So very, very awesome. We just need to fertilize them and we need to lime them. But if I remember right, if we're going to do cotton, I don't think cotton requires a lot of fertilizer, if I remember properly. I don't remember. I don't recall off the top of my head. But we'll figure it out. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. But let's see. Ken says, are you going to do the loose cotton or baled? I don't know, because the only loose cotton that I'm aware of is... where is it? Is this thing. This is the only thing I'm aware of that does loose cotton. Now, anybody out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is it. I mean, I'd be fine. I'd be fine with getting me one of these. I mean, I'm not going to cry about it, kind of thing. I think these things are amazing. But this is the only one that I'm aware of that does loose. But correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. Jonah says, I'm going to finish watching the Grounded video. I appreciate that, Jonah. I hope you enjoy it, because I tell you what, I really did. I genuinely enjoyed it. I think that's a really cool concept for a game. And like I said, if y'all haven't seen, I've been putting out different kinds of content out there, not just Farming Simulator, but so far we've got one full series on Human Fall Flat, and we've got the starting of a new one on Grounded. And those who are not familiar with it, it's basically, think of the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And you are in this kind of survival, resource gathering kind of game. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the hour or so that I played it. So and I feel like we got pretty far in the first episode. I'm not gonna do any spoilers or anything, but yeah, I think we did okay. But let's see. Bobby says, going to break now. Luke says, are you going to be live tomorrow? Tomorrow I will not be live. More than likely, so this is likely what the schedule is going to be like. So tomorrow I'll be recording the next episode of the Let's Play series here on Farming Simulator on Pelenier. Depending on how far I get, if I can get it completed tomorrow, that means it'll post Sunday. And that means that the earliest I'd be streaming again would be potentially Monday. So we'll see how that goes. But let's see. And Jonah says, I think you should do Minecraft next. Ooh. I don't know if that will ever be a series that I do. That's just not a game that's ever really interested me. I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe we'll see. You know what? I'm open to checking out anything, but won't mean that I'll absolutely dive into it and get headlong into it, but I won't say no. We'll put it to you that way. Won't say no to anything. We'll approach it one day at a time. Oh, and I meant to, before we sign off, hold on. I forgot. I wanted to check, see how much progress we made on the bunker here. I almost forgot about that. Let's see. Nope, not that one. This one. Wow, 13%. This is going to be done in no time. This is legitimately going to be done in no time at all. So, yeah, that's awesome. That is amazing. Awesome. Anyways, let's see. Bobby says, "What? I just got to oh, I just got to break. I'm sorry, Bobby. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's getting late, and I still gotta do some stuff before I get to go to bed. But I do apologize." Jonas says 34. 34? Man, I was way off. Wait a minute. Now I'm confused. Huh. Can you elaborate what you're talking about there, Jonah? Because now I'm lost. Anyways, so yeah, we got a fair bit accomplished tonight. I'm pretty pleased with that. But let's see. Trying to guess the percentage of the state. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, 13. Oh my goodness. But like I said, we'll go ahead and wrap it up from here. I hope that everybody here enjoyed it. Thank you all for joining me here tonight. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. Thank everyone who came in on the driver raid. And again, huge shout out to Driver 53. Really good dude over there. If you haven't yet checked him out, go ahead and check out his channel. Really awesome guy. He's helped out the channel, sending out several raids. I think this is now the third or fourth raid that he has done. So again, greatly appreciate him. Really good guy. Yeah, go check him out. But hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please show him by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing to show us you're engaged with his channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.